Phoenix Auctions, a new UK auction house selling comics, comic art, Harry Potter books and video games. If you want to sign up for future information, hit the pinned message in the live chat. Phoenix Auctions is coming in February 2025.
One winner, and it is the Legion of Comics. Mark, congratulations. There's a lot of great stuff on his channel, a couple live streams per week, big community supporter, big DC guy, so I won't hold that against him. But congrats to Mark, Legion of Comics. Well, our winner is the Legion of Comics at week's end. Congrats.
Ooh, nice. That's
Mark and Paul, Sector 2815, his co-host, so congrats. Sunday night show that they've been doing for some time.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to MJ Comix. I'm your host, James Mack, and tonight I am very proud to introduce Mark from Legion of Comics. Thank you very much, Mark, for joining us this evening.
yeah, excited.
No, I appreciate you coming on, buddy. I'm sorry that I said this backstage, but I'm sorry that I messed you around last week.
And just like I told you backstage, apology not accepted. You ruined my week. You destroyed my plans. I lost sleep and time with my children because of you.
I'm very sorry, and I will. I hope you will forgive me during the stream as we chat and get on. I'm guessing, but no, I know of your channel. I've been on YouTube now. I think just under 4 years, three years or something. I know of I've known your channel for a while now. But yeah, hopefully, I'm presuming that most of the chat know who you are. But if there's not anybody who is watching that is not aware of who Mark is Legion of Comics. You have a YouTube channel, roughly 4,500 subscribers. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you are a big DC guy. You're probably like the biggest one of the biggest DC guys that I know.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know who's the other one.
Well, I was going to say the only other one that really comes close to mind is probably Paul from Sector 2815. So,
rocking the shirt in his honor.
Rocking the shirt, but yeah, you've got 2,100 uploads.
I don't know.
I
didn't know that counting uploads was a thing.
No, this when I do my research, bro.
Yeah,
just like...
no, I'm not YouTube savvy.
Oh, okay.
Like I wasn't aware of how many uploads I had until another channel mentioned it, and I don't even know if the number that they mentioned was accurate or not. But it sounds like it could be right. I do a lot of shorts with my toys because I have no way of making toy content.
2.1K videos, 4.44K subscribers. That's quite a lot. One of your most popular videos is that Isom review. Jesus. What's that? I'm not aware of that, to be fair.
That's a bucket of worms is what it is, man.
A bucket of worms?
A bucket of worms. That's a all right, so that was some book that an independent comic creator made. But I had a lot of people in my regular everyday life that messaged me and reached out to me, not comic book people, but just friends and family members that saw this comic book talked about on news outlets and on television and stuff like that because the massive pre-sales it got, like when it kickstarted or whatever they did, it had it was some record number that it caught some traction or attention or whatever. And they messaged me, asked me if I knew about it, and I didn't. So I went and looked into it, and I'm like, dude, I'm going to order one of these and review it. Just, it's getting some buzz. I wonder what it's about. So I did. I ordered it, and for whatever reason, I was probably one of the first handful of people that received their copy, read it, and put a review up. So there wasn't a lot of reviews out there, and I found out really soon after posting that is even less reviews that are out there. There were less unbiased reviews because the guy that made the book people either love him and they're going to glaze him and just say the book was awesome no matter what, or people just despise him and they're going to trash the book no matter what. So my video got a lot of views and a lot of traction.
Oh wow.
And
Okay,
a
so
lot of it was a pain in the ass, man. There's nothing but crazy people in the comments.
in the comment section, because it
It
done,
was
yeah, because
insane.
it broke that, it broke the broke the algorithm, didn't it? Because yeah, you get all sorts of people in there.
Yeah,
So
people mad that I didn't trash it, and people mad that I pointed out anything critical. I just gave it an honest review, and just
yeah, I mean, to be fair, that's all you really can do. And like, do you think that the video did so well because it wasn't a popular opinion,
no, I think it did. It was a
or is it
timing
just
is
because it was one of
everything.
the first, like you
Yeah,
caught the
it was a
zeitgeist?
mixture of being the timing is everything, and the fact that I didn't glaze the dude.
Yeah, no,
You
fair
know
play.
that traction in the comments I think helped a lot with the video because I
Yeah,
think engagement helps push a video, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. I mean,
There's a lot of engagement.
that's good. Negative or positive engagement is always good for your channel. If people are commenting, that means that it's good for the algorithm. Like in the intro there, I showed 2 clips of your wins in the comic book community awards. We'll get onto that a bit later on. But congratulations.
Thank
Uh,
you.
you won 3. One of the clips I've saved for later, just because it's just to, instead of looking at our pretty faces, they've got something else to look at. So,
Okay.
but yeah, no, congratulations. But we'll get onto that later. We'll say a quick hello to the chat, and then we'll crack on with the first question. So
Crack away.
crack away. We have Derek in the house. Thank you, Derek, for joining. We appreciate you, buddy. I did see Christina Payne, but it's not coming up here on Restream. So, Christina, thank you very much for joining. We've got Paul from Sector 2815. Paul, thank you very much for joining us. I actually I went on Paul's channel for a few years ago. He did like an interview. He
Yeah, I
interviewed me.
watched it.
Yeah, he did like an interview with me and my brother. Paul's a really nice guy, man.
Yeah, one of the best.
We've got John's Comics with Kids. John, thank you very much for joining us. We
Now,
appreciate
he's
it.
like the polar opposite. He's one of the worst.
Very excited to hear Mark's thoughts on this hobby. Great guest selection. We've got Mike Cecilia. Mike, appreciate it. I know you can't watch tonight, but really appreciate you jumping in. We've got Wayne Deacon in the house. Wayne, thank you very much for joining us. We've got JSS Brooklyn. Always happy to see you, buddy. Thank you for joining us on this Sunday evening. We have Darth Lopez saying, "Glory, Man United." I'm a Manchester United fan, and they beat Manchester City this afternoon 2-1. So I'm really happy about that. My daughter is going to be a mascot, where they walk out with the players.
Mm-hmm.
Next month.
Where she's dressed up as an animal or something, a mascot.
No, they call like the mascots it's like they just hold the players' hands wearing like a mini kit, and the kids walk out with the players when they walk out onto the pitch. I don't know.
Here in the States, they got to be dressed as an animal or some mythological creature.
Yeah, it's a strange name to call it really mascots, but that's what we call it here. We've got my wife Gemma Mack. Thank you very much for joining us. You have no choice, to be fair, but we've got Kenneth in the house. Thank you very much for joining us, Kenneth. We have Danny P. Thank you very much for joining us, Danny. We have Brother John's Comics. Thank you very much for joining us. Mark has no plans and hates spending time with his kids, so don't buy that.
I know he's better.
Man City's epic collapse. Certainly, they've been absolutely trashed recently. I don't know what's going on.
What's that?
Man City is the team that Manchester United played against. It's their local rivals, so it's like a derby game, and they've won they've won like the last couple of championships or titles. But this season they've had a bit of a slip, and they're not doing as good. I think they've lost like the last 5 games or 4 games.
The only thing I know about y'all's football is Ted Lasso. That's it.
Ted Lasso is amazing. Do you like it?
I love that show. Love it.
When I went to Florida last year, when people found out obviously I was British, they were like, "Hey, did you watch Ted Lasso?" And I was like,
Was that your American voice?
That was my American voice. Yeah. Did that sound all right, or was it terrible?
It was. I knew you were trying. That counted.
I'm always, well, my wife will tell you I'm always a trier. So,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Ted Lasso. Everyone was like, Ted Lasso, you watched that? I was like, yeah. It's really it's really emotional. Actually, it was like
Hell yeah.
tearing up every episode.
It's perfectly balanced.
Yeah, very good. I wasn't particularly like a fan of the ending. I liked it, but I wanted Ted to get with the chairman.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know.
What is her name? Hannah Waddingham or something?
Yeah,
like
I can't for the life of me remember what her character name is. Rebecca? Was it Rebecca? Was it?
I don't remember.
Can't remember. But yeah, we got Callie Comix in the house. Thank you very much. Derek says James going straight into the controversy. That's what there is.
Yeah, mentioned the ice on video. Great.
We have he hasn't asked who's Legion of Comics. What's going on? Oh, well, I'm going straight into it. Mark, besides your dad and the shop, did you draw your great affinity and admiration for the DC universe instead of Marvel? What I'll do is we'll get back to that because that kind of runs into the next thing. But thanks, JSS, Brooklyn, and Derek. They ask really good questions. To be fair, they're like my
Ghost Riders.
Yeah, they're like Star Strikers on the bench. Mark, the Ison review was the most even-handed review of that book on YouTube. Fair play. We've got Haroon Khan in the house. Haroon, thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate you, buddy. That's wonderful, Gemma and MJ. Thank you very much. We've got the Canadian survivalists in the house. Thank you for joining us. We have Fuzzy. Fuzzy, always appreciate you joining, buddy. Hair looking extra plush. Is you on about mine or Mark's? Because Mark's wearing a hat, so I presume you're on about mine.
Mm-hmm. I put the hat on so you could shine.
Thank you, buddy. I really appreciate it. Danny P is a Liverpool fan and he's happy with United winning. City deserve everything they get. Yeah, they're pretty much the most hated team in the country at the moment. So we have Dr. Plagas. Thank you very much for joining us. Not bad. Not bad. We have the comic book G-Man. Thank you very much. It's I don't know if it for you, it's like a delay coming up when I click the thing. Yeah, but what we'll do, Mark, is we'll get straight into the first question. And the first question is relatively easy. I don't expect you to fail it because it's pretty much who is Legion of Comics? Who is Mark? Tell the audience and myself a bit about yourself.
I'm a second generation comic collector who needed more people to talk about this hobby with. So I started a YouTube channel. Initially, it was with one of my buddies. Me and him had an idea of doing it because he moved from here to the next state over to take a job. And he was pretty much the only person I talked comics with on a regular basis outside my dad. And me and this buddy came up together since like kindergarten.
Yeah.
And so we just thought about doing the YouTube thing. And it kind of just evolved from there. His job quickly took him away from it. So it just turned into just me.
And how long was that? Was that like over a period, like a month or 2 months, 3 months, 4 months?
It was around there. It was, but man, he wasn't doing it for long at all. It was just a couple months at most.
Because to be fair, I don't know anyone other than like you associated with this channel. So
oh yeah, it was so short lived. No one else would like it. Even I mean, the videos are still on there. It's in less than 10 videos probably.
Yeah. So in terms of like your channel, like my channel, like you've done like over 2,000 uploads, I've mentioned. How often are you putting out content?
That upload number is so high because of YouTube Shorts, I think.
Oh,
it counts as I'd collect McFarlane figures amongst other things outside of comics, and I suck at editing videos because I don't want to teach myself how to edit videos.
Yeah, I was going to say this. I know that I think I asked a question in a live, or I can't remember, but you basically, when StreamYard up their fee, you were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to stay with StreamYard because I don't know how to edit Like
Yeah,
I
well,
just do everything through StreamYard in
truth
terms of
be told, I can edit. I just choose not to edit. It's one of those things like where I don't, and this might sound goofy, but if you make something of a certain quality,
you have to.
what does that say about you if you don't do that moving forward? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So like if you set a standard, you have to meet that standard, whether it's just a personal thing or you're doing it because that's what you think viewers expect. I don't do anything based off what viewers expect, but I couldn't sit out there and put out like my best polished video I ever did, even unintentionally, and then feel good about moving forward, not doing it again. You know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
that would
yeah.
just feel weird to me. But when it comes to doing shorts, you can just take your phone and
Oh
you can
yeah,
hit record, then hit pause, then hit record, then hit pause. And you got little convenient little phone editor apps you can just tinker around with when you're using the bathroom or at work and stuff. And I do a lot of toy
Are
like
you
in all
saying that you're
sincerity,
doing your editing on the toilet?
I'm saying that's how convenient it is. You can do it if you're
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
bathroom.
Cool.
Like, don't pretend like you don't play on your phone when you're in the bathroom.
Of course, of
Yeah,
course.
there you go. But I mean, like you can just do it whenever, and it's minuscule editing at that, and you just
Yeah,
record on your phone, and it's that record pause feature that you can hit record and pause,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then move something, turn something, hit record. So I would do a lot of toy shorts. That's how I decided to share my toy collection because I've been like you hear a lot of people say I've been collecting since I was a kid. No, I had toys. I received toys. I played with toys as a kid, and I still have a lot of them. And I still like to collect toys now as an adult.
Yeah.
And that's how I decided to put them out. So that ran up my video numbers. But as far as like actual videos, I do 3 live streams a week:
Yeah.
Friday morning, Sunday night, and Tuesday afternoon. And then I do 2 uploads between that. It was 3 before the hurricane, but I haven't gotten back to doing 3. Probably won't.
So the two uploads, are they just anything that's going on in like pop culture or the comic community or
I would
comic?
say topical in my mind because
Okay.
my content is for me, and if you enjoy what I'm thinking about, you might enjoy my content. For
Yeah.
example, the videos that are coming out this week. Shit, I already forgot which one comes out tomorrow. Oh, there's a topical video about Craven and the future of Sony post Craven, and then there's a video update for the DCU Lanterns that's coming up because we got a
Oh yeah.
lot of new information, and I'm big excited for the DCU stuff. Big excited for the Lantern show, and I love to argue with people, so I put out a Sony video.
Oh, did you?
Mm,
How did that go?
it's only members only right now, but I'm
Oh,
hoping
okay.
that
I
it
was gonna
goes
say
over.
I thought I wondered why I hadn't seen it to be fair.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you should hit that join button. You can watch anything early that
Yeah,
way.
yeah. And how much
Hang
is
out on
membership?
members only stream. For a dollar, they're as cheap as $1.99 to get it unlocks everything. But if you want to be in the Legion loot giveaway, it's the next tier up, which is $5. But
Do
I
you know?
do member only streams and
Yeah.
early release content for all members. There's no separating the thing. It's just the difference if you want to be in that giveaway, and the price difference goes into paying for the giveaway, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
always well over. It's normally between like $300 to $500 giveaway every month.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
No, it's not bad at all.
No, that's pretty good.
What do you mean?
um,
Definitely
no,
not making that money off the memberships.
no. No. So what you mentioned about it being $199, like with when I'm on YouTube, it's like there's no conversion, so it's just basically £199 for me. Whereas in that's probably like 250. Like
That's weird. Here it
it
does do conversions and stuff.
yeah, it's really strange to be fair. But we'll just quickly jump into the chat because we're kind of
Mhm.
like encroaching on the next question. But we've had let's have a quick look. There's rumors of another season of Ted Lasso.
Mhm.
Oh, that would be great. But I've heard that it's not actually going to have Ted in it.
That'd be weird.
It would be weird because
It's kind of the
I
name of the show.
I really didn't like Nate towards the end, and I liked him in the beginning.
Yeah, his turn to jerk was kind of felt abrupt a little bit.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
too abrupt.
Glad he came back though.
John Comics and Kids has said this is why Mark and I get along. Editing is so exhausting.
I
It
think got
definitely is.
time.
It
Even
is.
if I love it, I still don't have time for it.
Yeah. I like if it's like I I enjoy probably editing the most, like raw footage of filming like comic shops or toy shops or whatever that. But I don't enjoy editing just a video of myself, like because I'm just like, oh, I hate the sound of my own voice.
Oh.
I hate like I just hate it. But yeah,
Are you a
uh,
hard self-critic?
I am. Yeah, are you or not?
No.
Mate, if I think about something, I won't be able to sleep.
No, I don't criticize myself about anything with this YouTube stuff for sure. All my videos, James, are one take, one-offs, no
But
redos.
yeah, that's good.
Like I don't know. I guess I'm just content with myself these days.
Yeah, no, that's good. How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
37.
The exact same age as me, 37. Wow. So born 1987.
Mm-hmm.
Great year.
But only because we're the exact same age.
Yeah.
That's how,
Yeah, definitely.
would have
Derek
threw
is.
you a curveball if I would have said 85.
Oh yeah, I would have been
Wait,
sat there
what?
doing the math in my head, going, "What's going on here?" No, Derek has said poor Gemma has to share a bathroom with James's hairstyling and toilet editing time. Yeah, yeah. Like, mate, mate. Sometimes I get up off the toilet because I'll be like looking at buying comics or retro games or anything like on eBay or doom scrolling effectively, and I'll get up and like one of my legs has gone dead because I've been
Oh
gone
yeah,
that
yeah.
long.
Is it always your right leg?
Yes, yeah, but do you think that's because your
Dude,
elbow is
that's the way
going
you kind of it's the
the
elbow
elbow's
pressure.
going into your knee? That's
Yes,
what it
if
is.
you're right-handed, it's going to be that right leg. Where do
What?
you draw the line with retro gaming? Where does it stop being retro and become modern?
Um, I think so. What is it like? 20 years?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
So like anything, PlayStation 2 is probably like what
The
I would
cutoff.
consider the cutoff because I
Now,
don't think
would
PS3.
PlayStation 2 fall in retro or fall in modern?
I would say PS2 would now fall in retro. I'm guessing
Okay.
because it's like 20 years ago. Well, nearly 20 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy when you think about how modern the PS2 feels compared to like the GameCube, and those were like companion systems, weren't they? They
Yeah,
were,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It's crazy. Like I think I'm probably at this moment in time probably more into collecting retro games than
Mhm.
comics at the moment, just because purely there's nothing I'm interested in at the moment. But it's one of them.
Interest, wane, and flow, man.
It does, yeah. But like let's say like next week I'll be like back into comics, like heavily, like non-stop
Mhm.
looking. Um, but we'll see.
I feel you
Uh,
on that. I'll just be key chasing for a little while, then I'll feel like not doing nothing but reading my monthly books that come in, then I'll be like looking for toys, then I'll be
yeah,
just
yeah,
trying to stock up on physical media, go look for deals, and I just kind of rotate around what I'm kind of focusing on. Otherwise it gets stale.
yeah, definitely, yeah, definitely. Jason Parker said, "Hello, boys. Can't stop. We'll catch on the rewind." I think we chose a busy night tonight. We've got Comic Aussie in the house. Thank you, Comic Aussie, for joining. We've got Corriban. Thank you very much for joining us as well. Really appreciate you, buddy. Start that question. We're getting a lot of questions come in. I'm feeling the fact I'm still reading from the fact I'm finding out MJ Comics is actually James Mack. My dyslexia is a mess now. MJ Comics does not stand for James Mack. It originally came from when I started the channel with my brother Mikey. It was Mikey and James, so it's kind of just stuck now. But people call me MJ, so I'm happy with that. It's fine. But in terms of collecting them, Mark, what do you actually collect now? You get you get your weekly comics in, or do you get a monthly, like
Weekly. Yeah,
weekly? Yeah.
I'm a Wednesday warrior. I'm at my LCS every week, normally more than one time a week.
Yeah. And what is what are you reading at the moment? What are you most looking at getting?
My pull list is a lot of DC comics, all of the Energon universe, Transformers, Void Rivals, GI Joe, the
Okay.
new stuff under Image, not the GI Joe that's still like the old school run that's continued, but the new connected Energon universe stuff and Ghost Machine.
Oh yeah, Ghost. I've heard really good things about it, to
And
be fair.
then lastly, 100% of the Miller world as well. Mark Miller stuff.
Yeah.
That's my pool list. And I mean, that's a lot of books altogether, but Energon, Ghost Machine, Miller World, a lot of DC. And then from Marvel, all I pull is Hulk and Ghost Rider. That's it.
Oh, okay, cool. So, did you like Jupiter's Legacy? Like
I
the
loved it. It's my favorite Miller World thing that he's done.
Oh,
Period.
cool. Yeah.
You seen where they're doing the finale is currently coming out right now. 2 of 5 issues is released.
Oh wow.
Finally. The
Did you
fina-
like Did you like the Netflix show?
Loved it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. To be fair, I was a bit gutted when it was cancelled.
Yeah, here's a Dark Star signed by Tyler Mane himself.
Tyler Mane, Sabretooth himself. That's awesome.
Yeah, I was talking to him about Comics Curing Cancer 2023, and he wanted to do something to support it. He sent us a bunch of signed photos and stuff, and I bought some of them during the event. And
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he played in Jupiter's Legacy on Netflix as well.
Yeah, he's got a comic series as well, hasn't he? I forget what it's called.
It's called
about
The Last Spartan.
yeah, that's it. Yeah. It's about human trafficking, is it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. I've actually approached him to come on to do an interview, but he didn't respond. So, but he does follow me on IG. So,
yeah, he seems like he's from when I've spoken to him, he's like one of the nicest guys ever. Definitely really, really busy. Like I invited him to see if he would want to actually pop on to one of the Comics Curing Cancer streams, since he donated to the cause and everything. And he expressed interest in doing it. It was just if a schedule permits kind of thing. But the guy stays busy doing all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah. No, to be fair, he seems like a great guy. So I'd love to chat to him one day. So you say you collect McFarlane toys. I see that McFarlane Batmobile in the background.
Which one? This one?
Yeah, the Batman Forever Batmobile.
Yeah. And then the Batman and Robin one still in the box, and the Batman 89, and the Flash one, and Adam West one.
So you will have been the exact same age as me when Batman Forever came out.
Yeah, it was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. So it was amazing. I loved it. I came out of the cinema, the cinema or the movie theaters, whatever you call it. Do you call them cinemas?
No, I call them theaters. So neither one of us sound normal.
Yeah. So I came out of the movie theater, and I just wanted to be Batman. That was like the first, because I hadn't seen the I don't know if I'd seen the 1989 one prior to that. I think I might have, but not like all of it, because it's, believe it or not, it's a 15 in this country.
There were PG-13 films here. That's our rating system is PG, PG-13, then R rated.
Yeah. So Batman Forever, was that? Did you see that with your first Batman film in the cinema then?
Yeah. So that was my first Batman movie on the big screen. When Batman Returns came out, there was a huge family dispute in my household. My dad wanted to take me and my brother to go see it.
You would have been about 5 at the time, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So the problem was it was PG-13, and my mom had this thing. Like, my mom's very old school. Like she doesn't drink, doesn't smoke, doesn't cuss. Sweet little kindergarten teacher, 4 foot nothing tall. And when she saw PG-13 on a commercial, she's like, "That means you have to be 13 or older to see it." And my dad's like, "That's not what that means. It means parents' advice that this is a suggested age. Make your own determination." So my dad wanted to take us, but my mom's like, "No, you can't." So he just waited till it came out on VHS and like, "Now y'all can watch it," kind of thing.
Yeah, I was gonna say you would have probably had the Michelle Pfeiffer leather catsuit like ingrained into your brain at like 5 years old.
Oh, I thought you were going to suggest I'd be cosplaying as it.
No, not cosplaying as it, but just
no. But the crazy thing is, we had seen Batman 89 like 1,000 times. We had it on VHS in the house and everything. Same conversation happened when Jurassic Park came out, and
Jurassic,
it was just a normal thing in my household. Like, if it's R, you're supposed to be 17. That's the rules. That's what, I don't make up the rules, guys. That's what the Motion Picture Association of America said. My hands are tied.
Yeah.
So that's what she thought.
What did you think as Val Kilmer then?
Oh, I loved him. That was the right age for the movie. The movie was made to sell toys, and it did its job. And I've got the complete McFarlane Batman Forever set sitting right over there, still in the box, haven't opened yet, and
Nice.
I still have some of my toys from my childhood and stuff. It was fun. I remember going into it super scared that Jim Carrey would die because up until that point,
He was
Joker died
like,
in the first one, Danny DeVito died in the second one, and to me, like that's Ace Ventura. This is one of my childhood heroes. I don't
yeah,
want to see him die.
yeah. No, Jim Carrey, I absolutely adored. Still do. Still
Mhm.
adore him. But that was like a kind of that was 1995. So was it 94? Was Ace Ventura and Dumb and Dumber and like that whole 18-month window? Well, he had some massive films. He was like
Bangers, Cable Guy, Liar Liar.
love the Cable Guy. Absolutely love it. Yeah, but Batman Forever definitely was at the time. I really enjoyed it. What did you think of Batman and Robin?
I loved it all the same. Having Arnold is like one of the like my favorite people to ever come out of Hollywood ever. Like Terminator 2 is like the greatest action movie ever made. Like it's one of the best roles meant for anybody. He's got one of the coolest stories. And I was excited, super excited to see him as Mr. Freeze. It was the same situation. I didn't want to see him
Nice
die.
to meet you.
Yeah, and I remember I had to have been in third grade. I had one of those little because back in the day before the internet and stuff, you would go and you'd buy a magazine at the checkout at the
Yeah,
market, and it would have like the pictures of the people in suits and little
yeah.
information
They
snippets.
looked. He looked great as Mr.
Yeah,
Freeze.
Mr. Freeze looked cool. Like Poison Ivy looked crazy. And my thing was, I want to see what Bane looks like. And he didn't look comic accurate. And we had no idea how he was going to act in the movie. But seeing this guy with this green skin and these veins and stuff, like, this is
Yeah,
nuts.
yeah.
But yeah, dude, I remember how big of a deal it was for me.
It was great. But looking back, it was just the product placement in that movie,
It
and
was a toy commercial, literally.
it was a toy commercial.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
Mattel. I think was it Mattel that had all the rights? Nice. Did you watch the Netflix 3-part documentary they did
Um,
here recently?
no, I don't remember seeing it.
I think it's Netflix. So part 1 is about his bodybuilding days, part 2 is about his acting days, and part 3 is about his governing days. That's super dope.
So I met Arnie in 2013. I think it was 2013 for a secret book signing in London.
Why was it a secret?
Because my mate of mine, Alex, he's like the biggest Arnie fan ever, right? And we were at work one night, and he just went, "Do you want to go and meet Arnie tomorrow?" And I went, "Fine, fuck off."
Wait, yeah, of
What are you
course.
talking about, man? You're being ridiculous. He went, no, he's doing a secret book signing at it's like the people are only being made and he was like in the fan club or something or whatever.
Oh, okay. They kept it small so that it
Yeah,
could be
yeah.
manageable.
So he was like, it's in London in Piccadilly tomorrow. And I was like, but we're working till 10 p.m. Like we've got to be in London for like 7.
He's like, I already quit my job. Come
Yeah.
with me.
So we literally went straight there. We got there really early. We got in the queue. There's probably about 200 people ahead of us, and I think I'm actually number 214.
Nice.
And you got like a wristband. You could only get in with a wristband. The only thing was you had to buy the book, which
That's a
retailed.
deal.
It
Can
is,
you
yeah,
imagine how much his signature costs just probably like meeting him somewhere? You seen
exactly.
these con prizes for celebrities, he'd be through the roof.
Yeah, 100%. But now I'm really happy to have met him. Mate, his head was like that big.
That's from the human growth hormones.
Probably was, to be fair. But yeah, so you collect toys as well. Is there anything other line that you collect, or statues or anything like that? Cards.
I've got a handful of statues. I don't go crazy with them. I've got more boxed up that I figured I'd have some and you swap them out and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Probably got less than 20 statues, more than 10. But I collect movies, toys,
okay, cool.
comics.
Pretty much like most collectors like myself, if I see something that I like, I'll just buy it. Like I went out 2 weeks ago, I went to like a comic mart, and everyone kept asking me, oh, when I'm rooting for the bins, I'm like, what are you after? And I'm like, I don't actually know. Like,
Yeah, whatever stands out.
what if I see something that I like, I'll just buy it because, there's nothing really that I want at the moment. If I wanted something, I want it graded or you know. But it's really difficult because I think people expect me to be like, I know what I want now, but I'm in a like a phase of my life where I don't really know what I want. It's a
I
bit,
suggest the same thing to people often, especially when they're going to like a con or something. Like, I'm into so much stuff, like so many. I grew up with these comic characters. I love pretty much all of them. So if I sit there and try to get a targeted list, that's crazy. Just go out there and look what stands out for the best deal you can get. That's something you're into. Keep a wide, like cast a wide net.
yeah, of course, yeah, yeah.
It's worked
Um,
out for me really well.
but you're a big DC fan, so I think the last like DC comic run that I collected or and read was the Batman New 52, the Scott Snyder.
Were you collecting and reading any DC before then, or you just heard it was good and jumped on that to check it out?
No, so I've always been a Batman fan. Like watching Batman Forever, that ignited that thing, that love interest. But that was, I remember the first couple came out and people were raving about it, and I
Mhm.
was like, okay, I'll jump on it. So I've managed to get like issue number one, which we got for a decent price, but then it shot up in value. But the Court of Owls storyline was amazing. He's getting something out.
No, I
Oh,
thought it was sitting right behind me.
oh, it's not. No. Yeah, yeah. Is that a first print? That one?
I think so. Let me look.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
barcode
nice.
1111. Yeah,
Yeah, great
I
cover.
pick,
That
I
is.
pick up stuff like this when I find it for deals along the way all the time, and just leave stuff sitting out.
Yeah.
Make
Do
for
you
good,
not?
make for good giveaways when it goes up in value and people start caring a lot more about it. I'm like, well, here's a free one.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think that if you compare that run to the absolute Batman that's going on at the moment, do you think that's the same type of hype that we had back then? I think it's 2011,
Hype,
2012,
hype
wasn't it?
wise, man, that's hard to compare because I think hype wise in general for comics was a little bit higher back then for comics, for the
Yeah.
stories, for the reading. I was at a panel with Scott Snyder during like the early issues of that run, and I remember how that panel was just exploding with questions about the Court of Owls, wanting answers, this and that, and I don't know how much you would see that these days. It's a different environment with comics. There's plenty of people reading, but I think everything just is so different now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
But the hype for Absolute Batman is insane. It's the highest selling book of 2024. It did it in what, four printings it did it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Comparably, there's other stuff like Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man that went up to 10
Right.
printings and still didn't outsell it.
Yeah. No, but yeah, I mean, Batman is a character that, every sort of, even the movies that come out, they do really well. Like
Which one's Batman?
Batman, yeah.
Oh yeah, Batman's never going to
Like
not sell.
it's like if you're Warner Brothers or whatever, it's a reliable source of income that if you release a Batman movie.
Kept the lights on at DC during their big change up of ownership and everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it 3 years ago? If you went out to the shops and counted the number of titles that released from DC in 1 month, more almost close to 2/3 of them were Bat related titles. They were either a Batman book or an adjacent character like Nightwing or Harley Quinn,
Yeah.
and they kept those out to keep sales where they needed to be until they can expand them back out.
He's definitely got some of the for me, I think he's definitely got some of the best stories going, I think.
I see your little anthology set up there.
Yep. Got loads.
Mhm.
All my Batman stuff's down there as well. So like, The Dark Knight Returns, Arkham Asylum, The Long Halloween, Hush and stuff. There's great stories.
Yeah, I love all that Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale stuff.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Just quickly jump in the chat. Oh, nice. Dark Victory again. Lovely. We've got Reston's Last Stand. Thank you very much for joining us, Reston. Really appreciate it. Corriban has said that's how it goes. Comics are draining. It's good to have other things to keep you busy. Definitely. We have Tommy Keys in the house. It was his birthday the other day, I believe. So happy birthday
Happy birthday.
the other day. We have Brian LCS. I interviewed Brian 2 weeks ago. Really appreciated him coming on.
And my imposter left a comment.
Oh yeah, there was I remember that now actually. And, there was someone had left a comment pretending to be you, Mark, which was so bizarre. saying
I appreciate
basically,
you bringing that to my attention, though.
no,
So
so I
it was
wasn't
kind of
trying to cause
it was
any
a
shit.
douchebag comment under my
Yeah,
name, so I wanted to put a comment on it, pointing out that that's not me.
to be fair, I just most of the time, if it's like a bit of a negative comment, I don't really respond.
I don't blame you.
Let's have a look. We've got Pops Attic in the house. Thank you very much for joining us, Pops.
Hey, Dad.
Mark collects dog hair clippings from grooming. One day soon he's going to start a pillow company.
I'm going to rival the My Pillow guy without the crack cocaine addiction.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so I did not know this about you until you had that really bad storm. And I remember you saying something on your live about that you work in a kennels or look after some sort of dog.
Yeah, I run a kennel, like dog boarding and grooming and spa. If you go out of town and need somewhere for your dog to stay, or it needs to get haircut or cleaned up, that's what I do for a living.
Ah, cool. So you like what's his name from Dumb and Dumber?
Harry.
Lloyd, not Lloyd, Harry. Yeah. You go
Yeah,
around in the dog van.
without the van, I need to get the pup cuts van.
You
I
need to
guess
get the. I clipped him and bathed him myself.
covered in mustard.
Yeah, brilliant. No, that
Yeah,
was
that
good.
was the scariest part about the hurricane, because
About the
living
dogs.
here, we never had a storm like that ever, and not understanding the severity of it. I went out in the middle of it when it was still dark to get to the kennel, and had to drive like what will normally be like a 12-15 minute drive through people's yards and over curbs and through businesses and stuff, because all the roads were covered in trees and telephone poles. It was nuts. But
Oh,
had to get up there to check on
to
those.
see if they're all right as well. Must have
Yeah,
been.
make sure there wasn't a tree over on the kennel, or they weren't running wild out of the.
Yeah,
They're not my dogs. I got to take care of them.
yeah. No. How many dogs do you look after?
Depends on when it is. Very travel based business. During Masters week, the golf tournament, the Masters, that's here. So during that week, we'll have anywhere between 140 to 160 animals.
Wow.
On an average summer weekend, we'll have anywhere between like 80 to 100.
Wow. When's the lowest? Like, is it the winter or people don't do work?
It's travel based business. So like this time of year, we're busy because you got a bunch of holidays. Summertime, when school's out, you're busy. Weekends are always busier, but those first couple of months at the beginning of the year, right after the holidays, it slows down, and
Yeah.
that's when you shift to doing maintenance, repairs, and stuff you can't do while there's animals. And
Yeah. That's good. We've got Mad Spidey in the house. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. We've got let's keep going through. Sorry. More questions from JSS. Look really good. I've neglected the chatter, so I apologise because I'm just doom scrolling it. Michael Keaton's the best Batman. Pops Attic has said that he's met JSS. I met him at an event where he was with the Batmobile. Agree, he was very nice. Val Kilmer. Did you watch that documentary called Val? About Val Kilmer?
I did not.
Oh mate, I was that tugged at my heartstrings because he's got is it cancer, is it, or did he have like a condition with his throat so he can't speak properly?
I'm not sure of the condition, but I'm aware of him going downhill. His
Yeah.
little appearance in Top Gun
Gun.
Maverick. Oh my god, that was awesome.
Yeah. He hated being Batman, well, according to that, because not in the sense of being him, but by playing him, because he said like being in that suit like 8 hours, 12 hours a day, couldn't hear a thing in it, and he was just sweating, and they were literally being told where to point. You got to like look here, like because I can't hear a thing in there.
I watch a lot of special features and stuff, and we got that same set right there. And I do remember watching the interview with him talking about how happy he was to have gotten that role, because there's only a select few people on this planet that get to portray superheroes, and now I'm one of them.
Now everyone's
2024. Less people haven't played him.
Yeah. That's got for the accent. It's time to chill. Definitely is.
Yeah.
The lines in that movie. Yeah, the lines in that movie are classic, definitely. Great documentary on Arnold. John's Comics for Kids met Arnold in 1995. You're taller than Arnie. Wow. John, you're more handsome too, definitely. Call in Sick and Avoid Cameras. We've got Heroes for Hire Comic Club. Thank you very much for joining us. Really appreciate it. Right. We've got Alex. Alex, thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate it. The Snyder 52 run fell off towards the end, but it was a great run overall. I totally agree with that. Did run off towards the end. There's a spin-off from the Court of Owls called Talon. Yep.
Right. Did you read the 3-issue series that Snyder and Capullo did called Batman: The Last Night on Earth? It was kind of like a final book into their run.
No, I've not. I didn't realize that was. Is that what that was?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow!
You know, they introduced that whole concept of like Bruce having like that clone that he can like open up. It gets into that, and it's like a post-apocalyptic kind of thing, but you get some really wild stuff in there.
Oh, check that out, man.
It's only 3 issues. Good stuff.
Yeah. Stayed away from Batman for a while. The older stories are the best until Silvestri did his Deadly Duo story.
Didn't care for it.
We have Gem Mint collectibles in the house. Really appreciate you watching, buddy.
Silvestri's story looked good. It was predictable and boring, though.
Yeah. Have you been?
It looked really good. Like if you could you just want to look at it, that's great. But story wise, it was just, okay.
Yeah.
Zombies and Joker and who cares?
Did you like what I did with the background here? I've kind of made it a bit Smallville for you.
Oh, yeah, it looks like we're on the Kent farm.
Yep, that's exactly the theme I was going for.
Exactly. I wanted to give it the Maximus and just run my hand through the wheat.
Oh yeah.
In slow motion.
And this what's the name of the artist? Is it Enya or something? The music, you know that.
I don't know if Enya did the music for that or not, but I know who Enya is.
Yeah, it's sort of like anyway, but yeah, brilliant. We've got. Have you been playing Marvel Rivals? I've been playing that with Gem Mint.
No, I don't play anything beyond the Nintendo 64.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
You've never played anything past.
I've played some stuff. I don't own anything beyond the N64. I've got 6 consoles, 11 controllers, and 77 games. I'm good.
Wow. So what? So are you just Nintendo based then?
Just Nintendo 64. I've got my Super Nintendo. I sold off my original NES stuff because I figured I don't ever play it.
Yeah.
But the Nintendo 64 is hooked up in Monkey's room, my oldest daughter's room, because it just doesn't look as good on the big TVs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a NES, I've got a Super NES, SNES or whatever, and I've got an N64, PlayStation 2. What else have we got? I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah, my brother had a PlayStation 2 when we were coming up. We got a Nintendo 64 for Christmas back in like 2000. I still use that same one from 2000. That's the one that's hooked up. I've bought the other ones off my friends over the years as they come across boxes and stuff where they don't play their old one anymore in fear that mine might stop working one day. Yeah, it just still hasn't.
Okay.
And I've owned a PlayStation 3. I've played a bunch of games on it. Never did any online gaming. It was all like comic book games. I play the story mode, like the Punisher game or Deadpool or Wolverine. The Logan.
Hold the phone, Mark. You've never played an online game?
No.
My gosh, man.
I've been at a friend's house when they were shooting zombies in Call of Duty when that first started.
Yeah.
And I've shot zombies or something, you know. I've shot a zombie, so that's the same thing, right?
Mate, bro, I mean, because we're both 37. I remember
the Arkham games.
Yeah,
the first one. Just the first one.
Just the first one. Oh man.
Yeah, but here's the thing: like with the challenge mode things, you know, where you have the fighting challenge and the stealth challenge, I max those out. And as long as you don't have to do it online, I'd play it and beat it and do the stuff, and then on to the next thing.
So you've never played Arkham City or Arkham Knight?
No, I evolved back to the N64 by then.
Oh man, those are better than Arkham Asylum. Just more really because you can free roam around Gotham. And
no, I've done some free roam games. I played the Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City, and yeah, those were fun. And there's this one back when I was at my dad's house. His wife had this Western game. It was pretty much Grand Theft Auto in the West.
Oh, it's Red Dead Redemption?
Maybe. But you can just walk around and do whatever you want, do missions, or even just hunt down little wolves and stuff and skin them for pelts and sell the pelts.
Yeah.
I was pretty much a pelt dealer for an entire summer.
Pelty.
Yeah, for an entire summer. It was kind of my trade. It goes on my resumes now in the real world. I mean, I did it so much. Yeah.
Right. Okay. What is the best N64 game?
Oh, WCW NWO Revenge.
What? Wrestling.
WCW NWO Revenge. Yeah, that game
Ah.
revolutionized wrestling games. It's still the greatest of all time. But N64 holds like the records for some of the best of all time. You got Mario Kart on there. You got GoldenEye on there.
Yeah,
You got
GoldenEye for me was awesome.
Turok was amazing, and then Turok 2 Seeds of Evil elevated that. Quake on there was insane. They brought Mortal Kombat into 3D with Mortal Kombat 4, but they also did Mortal Kombat Legacy, which is back to the 2D one. There's all kinds of fun stuff on there. Perfect Dark was nuts. I love this game called Winback. Third person shooter, first one where you could like take cover and pop out and shoot and stuff. It was amazing. Super fun.
Well, so your N64 games, are they unboxed or boxed or?
No, they're unboxed, so you can blow on them and play them.
Oh man, see the collector in me, I've got to get them boxed.
I didn't buy these to collect them. I bought these along the way to play them from the year 1999 till current.
Yeah, no,
none of these were bought as a collector. They were just bought and played along the way.
Yeah. So have you? Do you still pick them up when you see them about now? If there's one that you've not.
Yeah, if I run across a game that I don't have, I don't buy everything. I don't want just all 200 and some. Those like 260 something games on the N64 or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't want everything that they've come out with. But if I see one that I don't have that I want, I pick up. Super Smash Brothers. That's another one you go back to and play all the time.
That was amazing when that
beat Star Fox in under an hour. Like that's a fun one to go in and just play the whole thing through.
Oh, nice. We've got Kingdom of Nerds. Really appreciate you joining us as well. Thank you very much. We've got Super Red Batman. Really appreciate it. Just wanted to stop by and say hello. Really appreciate that. Tommy Key says he wants a Terminator versus Conan comic. Oh, be what? Don't do it, James. The Last Night is a train wreck.
That's coming from a guy who thinks X-Men is quality comics. So don't take his advice for nothing.
Well, do you know what? John's comics for kids. He likes Lost. He likes Ted Lasso. So he's all right.
Yeah. I mean, a broke clock is right twice a day. So
we've got Whack Comics. Thank you very much for joining us. Appreciate it. Let's go through. We've got Dope Comics. Hey, thank you very much. We enjoy it. Jeremy said that I've 120 starred Mario countless times. Mario 64. Wow.
I've never gone all the way through Mario. My buddy that I was telling you about, that one of my best buds since I was little, and we started the YouTube conversation together. Like he would play Mario. He beat it countless times. I think because I was watching him play it, I never wanted to play it. I was ready to put something else in, but just never got into it.
That kind of leads me into my next question then. So what inspired you to do a YouTube channel? Was there any inspiration of any of the channels that you watched or?
Yeah, 100%. So I found this channel called The Comic Jabroni.
Oh yeah.
Edwin was here local because we have Fort Gordon here. He was stationed at Fort Gordon and he went into a local shop. So I got a recommended video by him. That was like community wise. I'd seen Comic Tropes channel and watched a bunch of old creator videos. Never knew there was other comic book content, people other than Tropes, because it would just be like those creator videos. Absolutely loved them. And but community wise, I found Edwin's channel because he had posted a video from a local guy. So I started watching him, and he was a big TMNT guy. And I would ask in the live chats and suggest like the Power Ranger stuff that was happening at Boom that was revolutionizing like Power Rangers for the modern art audience and the older fans. And he suggested I checked out Burke Family 54 because Burke was one of his buddies and big Power Ranger guy. Yeah. So I went over to Burke's channel and started. That's how I found that channel and started doing the same thing, watching those videos and chatting in the live stream. And it's that point where like a live chat just you're not happy being a live chat. You want to converse
more. Yeah.
It's not as you have more you want to interact with. And Steve Burke Family 54 Comics is the one talking to him that has suggested that I got an Instagram account versus just because I'm not a social media guy, like I don't like I post stuff about the hobby on there now, but before that I have accounts on things, but I don't talk to nobody on them or post and
Yeah,
stuff. I let the wife post. She can just tag me in it kind of thing,
yeah, that's
But
pretty much the same with me now in terms of like my personal account. My wife
yeah.
just tags me in the kids stuff and all that.
Yeah, so it's all just hobby stuff now. But he suggests because I got like this thing called a Boom Studios blind box. I used to put them out every year with exclusive material in this box that you can only get in this box, and it would come out on an event called Local Comic Shop Day. Like
Yeah,
you know what Free Comic Book Day is. Then you got the Halloween Fest Comic Day. Then you
yeah,
have Batman Day. There's all these events through the year to support local comic shops, and Local Comic Shop Day is one of them where they produce exclusive content for it. So I got that box, and he said you should do a video opening it. So I did that, and then my next video I did opening up my first ever order from an online retailer, which was a John Jang Draken New Dawn Power Ranger cover. And then that's when me and my buddy started talking about just doing streams or anything, and it kind of went from there. So it was really finding Comic Jabroni's channel, who sent me to Steve, and Steve really encouraging me to start posting up videos.
yes. So that's Burke Fan 54. He my channel that I had with my brother before I took over completely. Him and Karate Kevin, Superpower Review gave us a shout out, and I'll always remember that. And like I was like, oh my gosh, like these two big channels giving us a shout out like very early on. So, you been on for 3 years or is it 4 years?
Who, Burke?
No, have
Me?
you been on YouTube now since 2020 or 2021?
I think I've been close to 5 years, maybe when I did the
Oh, so
first.
even longer. Wow.
I think it was like 2019 when I did the first comic video. I posted videos on the YouTube channel that were like
It was
home
like family
videos.
ones or
Yeah,
weren't
home
they?
videos with my kids because, like, like we don't do like camcorders anymore. You don't collect VHSs, and I don't do a lot of tech stuff, so I'm not like recording and putting stuff on hard drives and all that. So I figured I can just upload family stuff to YouTube, and that way the family can watch it. And the
Yeah.
channel was originally called Adventures with Mark and Finn, and as I started doing more comic stuff, I changed it to Legion of Comics.
So what makes you continue doing YouTube? Though, so you introduced to YouTube through that way. Do you think it's like a friendship thing that you're
It's
making, or
fun.
yeah, fun?
Yeah, it's just fun. YouTube is just pure fun for me. It's enjoyable. I get to talk to people. Dude, I love this hobby. I love talking
Good.
comics, movies. Other jobs I had, I ran a movie stop for years. You know what GameStop is?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they used to have a sister company called Movie Stop back when physical media was more popular. It eventually
Is it like a
just
poor man's Blockbusters? Is it?
no, it was GameStop, but for movies. Buy, sell, and trade.
Okay.
Reserve stuff ahead of time. Get a
Oh
monthly
yeah,
membership. You
yeah.
get the card to get discounts. Get the magazine in every month. Same exact thing. But movies were
Oh wow.
huge. This was like 2007 through 13 around there. And so like I love movies too. Like outside of comic books, love movies and TV show. So I just love talking about this stuff, and I want more people to talk about it with. My first job ever was at a comic shop, so I've worked in comics, I've worked in movies, and
Oh wow.
like in it was just I just like the hobbies, and YouTube gives me a way to have fun doing that kind of stuff. I don't, you can't just go over to someone's house and find a big group of people to sit around and just talk shit like that with, but you can find it on YouTube.
Yeah.
And
Has
it's
there
fun seeing what happens. Like I started doing this just to BS, but now like part of running Comics Curing Cancer, where we're making literally tens and tens of thousands of dollars every year for the American Cancer Society.
that is literally amazing. Like,
I've had Jeff Johns and the Ghost Machine entire team reach out to me asking to come on my platform on the Ghost Machine launch day. I've had DC Comics reach out to me to collab on stuff. So it's kind of crazy just seeing like what happens along the way. You know what I mean? It's
yeah, yeah.
kind of
No,
fun.
that's really impressive. But has there ever been a point where it hasn't been fun? Like, because I know from my personal experience, like sometimes like it can be difficult to find like motivation to do it, or some days you think, oh, I can't be bothered, or no, it's
No.
always been wow. That's amazing.
If I've got something going on in my life, I just wouldn't put it out and just get back to it. It wouldn't be because it's not fun. It's because something else is going on. And I've got a brother John in the chat there for things like that, and not intentionally for things like that. I've got good friends I've made along the way where if I can't be there, Sector 2815 or John or Rob's Fat Stacks, they're sitting there helping run my channel in my absence.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I remember during the storm thing, I think Rob jumped in to
Well,
help.
Friday, every stream's a little different. Tuesdays I do by myself. It's like me and the chat. But Friday mornings it's an open hangout for the community, and Rob's always there. Rob's one of my best buds in the community, and Rob's always there right when I start. And a lot of times I'm not even on time for my own stream. I'll stay up late with the kids or wake up late, or I'll be running around doing something in the house because that's when they're getting up for school and stuff. So Rob will just fire it up without me. On Sunday nights, if I can't make it, Paul's my co-pilot, and if I can't make it, I tag in brother John. And I've never taken advantage of that. I've never taken advantage of him, but whenever I've asked him, he's always said, "Absolutely, be happy to." And he's good friends with Paul too, so it works out great. And I would argue that my audience, including myself, would rather watch them some days than me.
That's great. It's great that like you form these really good friendships where you help each other out in times of need. So that's really nice. To be fair, we've got Manu, the 9.9 newsstand in the house. Really appreciate you joining us, buddy. Thank you very much for that. Just have a quick look in the chat. Mad Spidey was addicted to Diddy Kong racing.
He was addicted. You could take Kong racing out of that.
Yeah, I was going to say you addicted
Simon,
to Diddy.
we know what you're really trying to say, Simon.
Yep. Star Fox Corabana said, "Golly, that game was my favorite as a kid."
Yeah, it's awesome.
GoldenEye, yep, definitely Mad Spidey. That was my favorite.
That for me, you're not allowed to pick Odd Job.
No, I was gonna say that with you got like the golden gun, or you could do like the paint gun stuff in it. That was absolutely brilliant. Banjo Kazooie, definitely. Mark is a YouTube machine. 100%. If you could bottle that up, mate, that would be amazing.
I just got it figured out. I'm just a psychopath, man. I'm a psychopath who's living in a stable version of a psychopath's life. So all this stuff it's just fun. It's organized chaos for me.
Yeah.
It's fun making it all work out. Like finding see, it's not just making the videos. It's like the scheduling of it and planning it out. And like I said, I don't edit. I don't plan my videos. The most you'll see me do is make some like displays, that I'll upload into StreamYard. If you watch my videos and think it's edited, that's me recording and out the corner of my eye clicking on pictures to pop up in real time. And it's fun kind of like envisioning how I want one of those to work. And I'll just be daydreaming about whatever. Then I'll think of a video idea, and then I should do this and that and this and that. And then just putting it all together is really fun.
Yeah, that's I really commend you for that. It's awesome.
It's not overly creative, but it scratches like the creative little corner of my brain. It's a real small corner, so it doesn't take much to scratch it, but it does.
Yeah. JSS Brooklyn has said that you were stoic in your during the hurricane crisis. But have we talked about that already, or
I feel like we did backstage.
But yeah, what was the name of the was it a hurricane?
Yeah, it was Hurricane Helene.
Yeah, you suffered some pretty bad damage and stuff like that.
Yeah, the area was decimated.
Yeah. Is that so? Were you Atlanta? Georgia?
I'm in Augusta. It was, and that was the thing. It was we're like way far inland, and this came from the south.
Yeah.
Which is even farther inland than if it came from the east. And we went to bed being told like the hurricane's tracking toward Atlanta. I'm about 90 miles east of Atlanta. And we wake up at like 4:30, 5 a.m. in the morning with it on top of us.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. Like I can't even we get a little bit of anything here, and it's nothing compared to what you guys get over there.
That's how it is for us. Exactly what you said is how it is for us until that one occasion. Yeah,
that's crazy.
That one anomaly. And so I wake up and it's dark outside, and I'm listening to the wind and the house. I live in a brick house, and the bitch is creaking. Like what?
Yeah.
I go look out the back in the backyard where I have like this bright spotlight, and I'm like, holy crap! So then I walk and go look out my front yard. And within minutes of being up, you just start seeing like green flashes where power poles are going down and electricity's arcing, the
Oh,
power
wow.
goes out,
Like
and you
something
just
out of
hear,
the movies, I imagine.
yeah. So now it's pitch black. And dude, I cannot tell you, like, you forget what dark is living in society. But that first night, dude, that first night we're in the house, no power. And this is down here in the south, so it was still warm. So we're talking, it's not dead heat of summer anymore, but it's still like
Yeah.
90 something degrees Fahrenheit, which would be like killing some people in other places, but that's a little bit cooler for us because
Okay.
we're used to, we hit triple digits with humidity. It's this weather down here would kill a lot of people if you ain't used to it. But it's uncomfortably hot. And I come inside, when I walk outside to go look around, and I notice something, and I go back in and I get Kyle out of bed, and we walk outside, and we spent like the next probably 30 minutes with the kids just sitting in the front yard looking at the sky because
Oh,
I haven't seen something so
like,
beautiful and since
oh,
I don't
wow.
know how long. Like you could, like in the pictures where you see like we live in the Milky Way and you see like that white cluster across the sky where it's, you could see
You
that.
can see that. You
I
can
don't
see
think
how
I've ever
dark it
seen it in
was
my
out there.
life. Like I'm like,
Uh,
this is amazing.
Yeah.
So
I,
it
I
was
always I always remember we went away for my wife's 30th birthday and we stayed in the middle of nowhere. And I just remember we walked from like the pub back to this place, this cottage that we were staying in, and it was completely pitch black. And we had our daughter with us, and she was only like a babe, like maybe like 3 or 4, maybe. And we were just looking up constantly at the stars because we're like, can't believe like we don't normally see that in the city. Like
yeah.
it's amazing. It
It was
truly is amazing.
insane, like, how many are up there, but the light just drowns them out. Like,
Yeah,
these are the same stars that were here yesterday, but now you can see, like, 10 times as many in the
yeah,
same little patch of sky. It was incredible.
yeah.
So
It
we
was,
made the best of it, man. We were out of power for a long time. We were out of, internet for a long time. We're out of internet for, like, a month, so, like,
but
physical
you don't
media
need.
came in handy, read books, all kinds of stuff.
Well, do you have like a generator? Do you?
I do not.
Oh, don't you? Oh well, okay. So you really that must have been testing. Then I was gonna say if you could at least play your N64.
No, it was, dude. It wasn't hard at all for me. I don't know why. Like the hardest part was just the uncomfortability of the temperature. You
Yeah,
know, like just opening windows and fans aren't moving either. But it was just and the kids, they want to lay on top of you, and I don't like them laying on top of me when I'm trying
oh,
to sleep, even in the air conditioner. I'm
yeah.
one of those people that sleep with the air conditioner on high with the fan blowing, and I don't sleep under covers half the time.
Oh wow.
Like, I get hot easy, so it was rough.
Mark JSS Brooklyn has said, besides your dad and the shop, where did you draw your great affinity and admiration for the DC universe instead of Marvel? That is a great question, and it kind of leads me into my next question, which is, what is with all the love for DC?
And that common misconception, I don't dislike Marvel at all.
No, 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 no.
Yeah, I grew up with all these characters. I love all of them. I'm not a fan of shitty stories, and it's that simple. Like anybody who's being honest with himself can go to the shop and any day of the week and see that the quality stories aren't happening at Marvel. Are
Yeah,
there exceptions to that rule? Of course, there are exceptions to that rule. As a whole, Marvel Comics, the comic books have been a fucking joke since the MCU took off, and that it just is what it is. I don't make the rules. I don't write the books. I'm spending my money on it. I love these characters, and if they're doing stupid stuff with them I don't like, it just gets disheartening over time. I
yeah.
still pick up Hulk and Ghost Rider because I'm not going to break those runs. But the DC stuff is on fire right now. They haven't undergone those same issues that a lot of the Marvel stuff has. Same thing with the movies. I wasn't on YouTube or anything. I'm a midnight premiere warrior back in the day before the old Dark Knight Rises tragedy happened and they changed the whole release of movies. Me and Pops and the whole family would go to midnight premieres of stuff. And when Thor Ragnarok dropped, my canary in the coal mine died. I'm like, something's about to be very wrong with this cinematic universe. And I was saying it since the day I was on YouTube, still hyped and excited for the MCU, but saying if stuff keeps playing out like Ragnarok, they're going to destroy this movie universe. And lo
Did you
and
not
behold,
like
they
Ragnarok?
did. Nope. Was
Oh,
it fun? Sure. Was it action packed? Sure. Is there a good soundtrack? Sure. Is it a good Thor movie? Fuck no.
yeah,
They
yeah.
they guard they Guardians of the Galaxy did, and And this is where I tell you I like arguing with people. So this is why I like having hot takes. There's no difference between Thor Ragnarok and Thor Love and Thunder. The only difference is you've seen the jokes already. You heard the jokes already. It just ain't as funny anymore. That's the only difference.
So you think? Do you think if Love and Thunder came first, we would have loved that over Ragnarok?
Yep, if Love and Thunder came out, it's the same movie. It's the same jokes. It's the same gimmicks. They show Hulk's ass as a joke in Ragnarok. They show Thor's ass as a joke in Love and Thunder. There's no difference in the movies. Same everything and everyone about it.
It's a good take. I think that personally for me, I think you might be right. I just felt that with Love and Thunder, it really tried too hard with the comedy in comparison. I felt
like the opening scene of Love and Thunder when they're joking in the battle and everything, and that's how it starts. Because remember in Ragnarok, the opening scene was he was fighting Surtur, the actual devil, swinging around in the chains, making jokes about how he can joking from the start. It's all the same thing. But it felt a little bit newer at the time of Ragnarok. They hadn't Guardians the everything yet, but I just don't think that's Thor. I loved the MCU when the Iron Man stuff felt grounded and techie, and the Captain America stuff felt espionage and spy, and the Thor stuff felt sword and sorcery ish. I like it having its distinct genres like the comics do, and then they can come together in the Avengers, making it something unique and special. And they lost that. They completely lost that, telling all their writers not to read the comics and just movie by committee, copy paste. It's just turn it into trash cinema. Can you have fun watching them? Absolutely. I just saw Craven last night. Was it a good movie? No. Did I have fun watching it? Yes.
Oh, okay. So popcorn movie or?
Oh, absolutely, dude. It's fast paced, brutal, action packed, tons of characters from the Spider-Man universe in it. Tons. A lot of fun Easter eggs. It felt like something from the X-Men 20th Century Fox era.
Oh, okay.
Like they wouldn't just like have a random scientist in the room. It would actually be a mutant from somewhere in lore. No matter how big or small the part is, there's characters and lore we can use.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
I like a lot of bad movies. I can watch Thor Ragnarok over and over again. It's fun. It's entertaining. It's not a good Thor movie. It wasn't helpful to the brand in the long run.
I think he's come out and said, hasn't he, Chris Hemsworth, he's basically said they didn't like the direction that it went in towards the end of it.
Yeah, the direction that he praised to begin with, but after the bad reviews, he said he wouldn't come back if they didn't do something different. They fired Taika Waititi before the movie even finished its theatrical run. I don't know. There's a time when listening to the audience helps you, and there's a time when listening to the audience can be detrimental. There's a balance to it. They saw the response to Thor Ragnarok, and they said, "Do it again everywhere."
Right. So in terms of DC, then at the moment, I would probably say that DC is probably putting out stuff that they're not really. It's not really going wrong at the moment.
Nothing's going wrong right now.
You had the Superman and Lois series.
Holy shit, you're trying to get me to cry on stream.
I am. I'll be honest with you, I haven't watched a single episode.
Phew, you're in for a treat.
I loved Smallville. That was like you presumably for you as well. Growing up, you watching that. I liked the Adventures of Lois and Superman.
About the anime?
No,
Dean Cain.
Dean Cain, yeah.
Lois and Clark: The New Adventures.
That's it. Lois and Clark: The New Adventures. That was it. I enjoyed that.
Oh yeah, really good.
But no, I'll have to check it out. But I have kind of like been spoiled the ending for.
I mean, there's one thing hearing what happens. It's another thing watching what happens.
Yeah. Did it make you cry then?
Oh, dude, I cried like a baby, my dude. I cried like a baby when I watched it. I cried like a baby later when I was thinking about it that day. I teared up like a grown man child making a post about it the next day. Then again the next day, choked up on Friday night, co-hosting in the mix with DJ Links, mentioning it there. It was everything a Superman show should have been and more.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what's great when you find a good TV show or movie. I think the art of storytelling is when it transcends that media, so it invokes emotions or feelings,
That's
and
what
you
this did, man.
were
It's
attached to the characters. That's truly when something becomes great, I think.
that's what this really was, because it's the man element of it, you know. And it's called
Yeah,
Superman and Lois. It's their story, and it hits on so many levels. You're a dad, it's going to
yeah,
hit different for you. This is pretty much old man Superman. CW did something unique. Superman's been around, god, damn near 90 years now. So we've seen it, we've heard it, we've witnessed it in animation and TV in some form or fashion. We're familiar with these villains, if not firsthand, but by
yeah,
name and just reputation. But they did something unique in a sense that they would introduce familiar things but package it in a way that we haven't seen it done before, and it's still being true to the core and the essence of these characters. And then they drove like a human element through all of it. No matter how super it was, it all fell back on the humanity of the whole show.
yeah. I've heard literally nothing but good stuff. Do you think though that because they'd been given their final season, they basically just went right? Well, like this is how it's going to end. Like we've got to, or do you think that that's how they wanted to end it from the beginning?
No, they've come out and said that they could have kept the show going if that's what the network wanted, but they started season 4. They went into season 4 knowing that season 4 was the last season. I think that they were able to bookend season 3 knowing that season 4 was going to be the last one. You'd notice the difference between the finale of season 1, the finale of season 2, and the finale of season 3 is vastly different. The season 3 finale feeds episode 1 of season 4, where the other ones,
Yeah,
like when they ended, I'm like, all right, when are they going to officially announce the next season? You know,
yeah.
so
No,
having a definitive ending allows you to write a proper ending. And I, as much as I love that show, and I'm a huge champion of that show, reviewed it every episode as it aired each week on my streams and stuff, and really pushed for it. I'm happy with it ending because it was able to end on top and tell a complete story that you can go back and revisit like you would a movie or anything else. Like way better than dragging it out till it's just, yeah, I watch it.
yeah.
Okay.
How are you feeling about the James Gunn DCU universe?
Super nervous.
Oh yeah. What you think
Super.
they're just gonna try and make everything like funny and like a bit like Guardians or
So I've been on a rant lately that I think that Creature Commandos was the dumbest idea to start the DCU with. You know, that makes no sense. It's an R-rated niche animated thing to kick off a universe. And I know James Gunn said that Superman's the official start of it, but I, you can say that Unicorn is running down the road. It doesn't matter what you say, it's what you do. And they
yeah,
just started the DCU with Creature Commandos. And you know, in the first couple episodes, we've got ridiculous jokes, ultra violence, necrophilia. And I've even seen people talking about, I fired it. I started to watch it with my kid to see what the DCU is about and how to turn it off after a few minutes because people started having sex. I'm like, yeah, James Gunn, like I get it. There's nothing wrong with this show. It's a matter of when you released it.
yeah,
That's terrible idea right there. And then this this feels like Suicide Squad as it should. It's a follow-up to it.
yeah,
This that's perfectly fine. But what's not going to be fine is if they take this style storytelling, humor, mindset, and you try to apply it to Superman. This
yeah,
doesn't work with Superman. And if Superman doesn't work, none of it works. You cannot have a DC universe without Superman. It's that simple.
yeah. No. We're sorry, apologies, Mark, but I'm actually having technical difficulties with the chat. My chat hasn't updated on my screen since like
Yeah, it's 3:42 or 17 5:03.
yeah.
Yeah, military time on
But
here.
my wife is telling me there's like she's messaged me to say there's stuff going on in the chat, but it's not popping up on Restream. But
Open your phone.
yeah, I'm gonna have to. But it won't let me click on it, so I don't quite know
No,
what.
that's fair.
But
I have
yeah,
to read them out loud.
yeah. So anyway, so in terms of your channel is heavily I would say heavily invested in DC Comics. So you
Mhm.
mentioned earlier that you've been approached by DC Comics to do collaborations.
Yeah, to do it. They wanted me to review some merchandise for them.
Oh wow! And did you do that?
Mm-hmm. It was these DC Finest editions.
Oh yeah.
This new format stuff that they're doing. I guess like the timing is really great. This was a smart marketing move on their part, where they're collecting like key stories and key moments from different characters, and it's not all from the same era. It'll be like ranging different eras. Like these are set chronologically, so
Yeah.
from like 1938 all the way to 2009. So like Wonder Woman's is like modern Wonder Woman, classic Superman, Silver Age, Flash, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you're just now like your DC bells are ringing as they should be because you have a defunct Marvel Cinematic Universe that no one gives two craps about what they're doing anymore because they don't have any characters worth keeping up with anymore, then you have the DCU just starting, so people are hoping it's going to be good, and DC Comics crushing it right now with the All In initiative, the launch of the Absolute Universe, and you're thinking, I want to get more familiar with some of these characters. They
Yeah.
launched these, and there's like 40 something issues in each volume, and they're dirt cheap, and they're like packaged nice where they match and stuff and all that good stuff. So they wanted to do a marketing push for those. So they reached out to some YouTubers and said, hey, if we send you a stack of these, would you review them?
Yeah. No, that what they're called, fanzines, or is it
No, these are trade paperbacks.
Trevor?
They're full size. And each spine is like that, where it kind of shows you the years that are included in it.
Oh, okay, cool. So they're quite thick as well.
Yeah, thick boys.
Nice. Yeah, I've managed to get up on my phone, so apologies for everybody watching, but for some reason, Restream is not updating the chat.
Should have fucked with StreamYard.
Yeah. To be fair, the only reason that I'm using Restream is because StreamYard up their price, and I was going to change back, but I accidentally paid for another month, so I was like, I might as well just use it. But we've had a couple more people join the chat, so we've got Circumstances in the house. Thank you very much for joining us, Marcus. We've got Perry Gaming as well. Perry, thank you very much for joining us. But yeah, what we'll do is I'll try my best to keep an eye on my phone, but I can't believe that Restream has let me down.
I can.
Yeah,
That's why
but you can.
StreamYard.
To be fair, it's been. In fact, to tell you something now, actually, every stream something's gone wrong, in terms of like randomly something. It's just started playing a video where I'm not even touching it. I don't like it. That's
Yeah,
it.
I don't like the StreamYard prices, but I'll tell y'all, you can haggle with them, especially if you're new and signing up.
You
I would
can't.
recommend. Yeah, I haggled with them about my price. I
Our
saw some people
winner,
getting some
who's
some
taking
discount.
home.
Oh my god, I swear I'm not even.
Maybe it's voice activated. Play video.
No, don't. That is this thing is ridiculous, man. It's like it knows. It knows. Sorry, carry on, Mark. Sorry.
I saw people getting discounted rates after the price hike because they had reached out and complained and stuff. And I just reached out and brought it to their attention that I'm aware of pro rates that they were doing and stuff like that. And I was a longtime customer and was wondering if they would honor the same deal for me. And I got an automated response. And then I messaged them back. I'm like, quit playing games. Here's a picture of the email from the person who got the deal. I'd like you to honor the same deal, or I can just go on about my day. And they honored it. So I'm locked in for a lower price until I forget the date. It was whatever Marcus's date ends. They honored that same deal he got. I left your name and stuff out of everything, Marcus, by the way, when I screenshot that email response you got.
No, so I think I remember when I left, there was like an offer, and I think it was still too much. I think it was only like a 10% discount or something like that. But Restream were doing, if you move from StreamYard, you can have this for like $10 a month. And I was like, oh, okay.
Dude, the features on StreamYard are through the roof, though, man.
Yeah.
Like I feel like they put the money into it. The price hike is ridiculous. There's no questioning that. But I mean, I use it for everything. My live streams, my recorded videos, I record them on StreamYard and download them. It's just all them.
Crazy.
I'd rather pay for the comfortability of something that I already know and familiar with.
Yeah. I can't even comment on this chat thing here. It's ridiculous. But restream
Simon says
sucks.
StreamYard has us by the balls.
Yeah, definitely. Mad Spidey, 100%. They definitely have us by the balls. It's actually froze. Oh god. Yeah. So I will move into the next question, because I can't do anything with the chat at the moment. But what other YouTube channels do you watch? It doesn't have to be the comic book community, but outside of the comic book community. So if there's any other type of format that you like to watch, is anyone that you watch?
I watch a lot of stuff. I go down random rabbit holes all the time. My favorite YouTube channel out there has got to be the Y Files, though.
Yeah.
Love the Y Files. That's my jam.
So what is the Y Files? What's that?
I mean, you gotta look it up. They got millions of subscribers in a short amount of time, but it just covers any and all topics on like science, conspiracies, like is the moon landing a hoax? And it'll go the way it formats and tells the stories and stuff is really fantastic because it'll go through the known theory or the known conspiracy, and then he'll go through and he'll debunk it all at the end if it's debunkable. And the level of research and stuff that he puts into the videos is insane. Like there'll be a video on crop circles one week, and then a video on actual declassified CIA stuff from the 60s. And so it's a wide range of topics and stuff, and it's just really fun. Watch a lot of podcasts. I'm a big Theo Vaughn fan. Love me some Theo Vaughn.
Nice. But in terms of comic community, what are your favorites that you'd like to? Basically, channels where you get a notification to say they've uploaded a video. What ones that you get excited to watch? And you
I'll be honest, I don't really watch comic book content.
Do you?
I'll like watch the homies videos and stuff to see what they're up to because I'll be talking to them later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, that's about it.
Are you talking more about pre-records, or you're on about in general lives as well?
I like popping into live streams. I like the interaction and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But dude, my life's super busy, and when I listen to stuff, it's typically at work while I'm like cutting hair. So it, for the most part, it's got to be like stuff you can just listen to, you know. And I try to keep up with so much stuff, like actual stuff as it's coming out. And like for the last while, I've barely been able to keep up. Yeah. So I'm trying to like watch the new episode of this or that, or you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, wow. So, in terms of then the comic book community, then there's no, besides obviously your friends, there's no one that like you don't really draw like inspiration or like get any ideas from anyone else. That's really good.
No, I don't look to anybody else for video ideas or opinions or takes on stuff at all. Now, movie reviews, I'll check out Dan Merle every now and then, or Jeremy John's little movie reviews. Those are typically a couple of minutes every now and then.
Yeah. So,
but
do you not check?
I'm an article guy. I like hitting the Google, the Google news feed, and it's tailored to what I've liked and disliked and stuff.
Yeah. So but when you release like a video, like a review or anything, do you not check to see who else has put one out or anything like that? No. Fair play.
No.
That's good. Just quickly have a look in the chat to see if there's any questions. Somebody put 2 Mega Therion has put, what was that? That was a video that just started playing randomly from Restream, but I will be getting rid of Restream after this. I can promise you that.
This was it.
This was the nail in the coffin, if I'm being honest. But so do you not like watching like the drama stuff, or do you see the drama stuff unfold that's been going on in the community? Or
no, when I hear about it, I'll go in and take a peek at stuff. It's fun being informed about stuff, but it's more enjoyable being informed on it than it is talking about it most of the time.
Yeah, I think I mean, I love hearing about drama, like when someone goes, did you hear about this? And you like lean in and you're like, what?
Half the time I don't care. I'd rather be arguing about who would win in a fight, like a Hulk or Thor kind of thing. Like a heated argument
Heated
about
argument over that.
what is Gambit's first appearance? What is his actual first appearance? Like, let's
X-Men
get
Annual 14 or
let's
X-Men
get
2.
mad at each other over this shit for a little while, but be friends as soon as we're done with this argument, kind of thing. Like, let's get into it. You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather argue about that. I want to see, as Darth would put it, battle content over like Wolverine's first appearance, or when did Venom first appear? Like that shit's worth
Yeah,
battling about.
yeah. No. Yeah, I can certainly see that, because I think, like,
No, I do like the way that my homie Marcus approaches the drama. He'll address it, talk about it, while equally laughing about the people taking it serious. Like, you can talk about it, but
I'm
keep in
sure
perspective. Look how fucking
he
hilarious these people look in
yeah, I'm
getting
sure
serious.
he calls himself a shit stirrer, doesn't he? I'm sure he likes to stir the shit.
Well, he was given that title, and like with anything, Marcus is the way he approaches it is unique. He's not gonna argue. He's gonna lean into it.
Yeah, sometimes that's all you can really do. But
Mhm.
I think from looking from the outside in is good, but I wouldn't want to be part of the drama, like, in terms of, I think that would absolutely destroy me. But
Yeah, there's really nothing on this platform I think that's going to take up space in my head. It's not gonna live in there rent free, and I see that happening to a lot of people with this drama stuff, and I don't understand it at all. I see people all the time say I need to take a break from YouTube, and this is where I come to get a break. Like,
yeah, I suppose you live quite a busy life anyway, so this is kind of like a bit of a release for you, I'm
so
guessing.
it's just funny to me.
Yeah. So in terms of, I mean, I feel like probably 20 end of 2022, I kind of got like burnout and I gave up for like a year, and I've come back and I've really tried to, like, make the channel a lot better. I've started doing these interviews and stuff. So I kind of can see from a certain viewpoint that like burnout is real. Like, I mentioned earlier about you can lose motivation. Like, I've got 6 videos planned out. I've got the stuff, like the raw footage, I've got stuff like that, but I've just got to do it. And you kind of
Mhm.
find, like, I don't know, I'd rather procrastinate than actually. But then once you get into like the groove, especially for me, like I'll fully commit to it, but I've just sometimes just got to find it, which is
Yeah,
difficult.
that's what I told you. Like how I like the chaos and finding the moments to do it. And I had like a great schedule set up, and then the hurricane changed everything, and then
Yeah,
little things happen. Like my wife manages a steakhouse here in Augusta. It's like Augusta's like premier steakhouse that if you come here you eat at, kind of thing. And when everyone's in town for the Masters, they always go to. But because she's in the restaurant business, her schedule can change and everything. And with the kids, they do extracurricular activities like monkeys and ballet and tap
yeah,
class and fins and karate. And my oldest daughter she's at the stage where she's getting all of her acceptance letters from colleges and stuff. And so life's kind of weird in schedule wise. So this is the third week now where I've actually had my content ready, like at the beginning of the week, because I like to have the week's recorded videos already recorded and uploaded for members and then scheduled to release on their dates. I like to
yeah,
have my streams already set up. And this is just now the third week in a row that I've had that. And I've gotten it done on a Sunday morning before Monday, kind of thing. And it works out good. But it's fun finding those moments because I'm kind of a fly by the seat of my pants kind of guy. If I'm thinking about it too
yeah,
far ahead of time, it seems like not an issue. And there's so many things that are more relevant time wise that I need to be doing instead of
yeah.
this.
Of course, yeah. No,
And
no. I,
just works
I, I,
better.
I definitely admire you. I wish I had that. Um, but you've got, like, what? So you do. You say you try to do 2 uploads. You have Legion's Lair on a Friday.
That's the
Have
hangout.
the Hangout. Yeah. You have New Day, is it, which is like new comic book day stuff.
That was the third upload I used to do, the new comic book day video, kind of the like my top 10 books coming out. But
Yeah.
I did shave that one off completely since the hurricane. I haven't had time to get back
Yeah.
into that. So I do an upload on Monday and Wednesday, and I do my new DC Day live stream on Tuesdays at 2 o'clock. And That's the one that's just like me in the chat. I do a weekly giveaway on there of new DC books and stuff. And
So I've seen I've watched that a few times now, and so the giveaway is that one of them was like from your local comic shop or something, was it?
they're always new books from
Oh,
the local comic shop. I'll try to grab some cool variants. In the last couple of months here, I've been grabbing like the hard to get absolute books. So they tend to be like $30 to $50 books that I've been giving away over the last handful of them because all those books have been hot. And I'm
yeah,
just getting them at cover price, not realizing they're hot.
yeah,
They just,
like
they just look
specifically
cool.
the absolute Batman stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Gave
That's
away like the foil Virgin Noir edition of that, and so you can score some cool stuff in there. But my whole thing was, I've been like Marvel's been wildly popular because so many people are introduced through the movies.
yeah,
So many people. And I have this theory that like people see these movies, they get interested in the hobby, they go into a comic shop, so they go to what they know. And
yeah,
they start picking up like Spider-Man or some Iron Man, and they assume this is a good comic book because why wouldn't it be? It's on the shelf. I walked into a comic shop and there's a comic. This is a good story. It has to be, right? And they don't know any different until they go, bought them for a while and they branch out and they grab an indie book and they're like, holy shit,
holy shit, yeah,
whoever wrote this put both feet into it. And they did. It's a passion project. Or until they get into DC stuff and they're like, yo, why does this slap so hard? And it's because their stuff is, I don't know, it's just better right now. And it's not always like that. There's ebbs and flows to everything, but that's just what the nature of it is. And I want more people to go try out DC stuff or check it out because I cannot tell you how many people have reached out to me and said, I was watching your stream and I went and picked this up. This is freaking amazing. And there's
yeah,
people I know that their pull list has completely shifted since they started like actually looking and keeping up. And you recommended this, or I heard you talking about this, and now I'm only pulling a couple of titles from Marvel just to not break my run, and I'm keeping up with the DC universe as a whole. And it's
yeah.
just a better universe right now. It's just more care consideration to it. And I want more people to experience good comics.
No, no, that definitely, I definitely admire you for that because I think you are 100% correct. The indie stuff and what DC is putting out at the moment is some of the better stuff. I've only read Absolute Batman 1 and 2, and I'm enjoying it.
3 is pretty good.
Yeah.
I read an early copy of that.
No, they're putting out good stuff. They kind of can't do no wrong at the moment, DC.
Yeah,
They were,
out of the absolute lines, Batman's my least favorite.
oh wow.
You're kind of arguing like, is this a 9.9 or a 9.6 kind of thing? You know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
all
It's just
they're all good.
yeah.
Batman feels the most gimmicky to me. Let's just do some extreme shit to get the people going. And that's fine. That there's nothing wrong with that. That's good.
Yeah.
Superman is man, issue 2 of Superman put me all the way over on that one. I'm kind of a Superman stooge though. And then the Wonder Woman's been my favorite of the 3,
Oh, okay,
which
brilliant.
is wild because the current regular Wonder Woman title, I've been telling everyone, she doesn't have to be your favorite character. You don't even have to like her at all. But when you read this, you're like, this is a quality book and it moves you.
Oh, wow.
Unless you're just going in just to hate on it. There's some people are just haters. There's just
Yeah,
how
yeah,
they choose to live their life. They want to be a piece of shit, and you got to let them.
yeah.
But if you're being objective, the book is just phenomenal. And then the absolute one, it's already starting the same way. It's just
Yeah,
it's
so
good.
effectively the absolute universe is basically DC's like equivalent of the Ultimate Universe in Marvel, isn't it? So,
Yeah, it was created by Darkseid finding out that he had been limited. It was one of those things like it's always right there in front of you and you don't realize it till someone says it. But in all this multiverse of all these different worlds, there's a Superman on them, there's a Batman on them, there's a Wonder Woman on them. There's only ever been one Darkseid,
yeah,
and they wrote it into the story that as these other worlds, you had Crisis on Infinite Earths where we went back to one world, but over time the multiverse has expanded back out. But there's still only one Darkseid, and with every world that expands, he is the equal opposite force in the universe. So he's been stretched thin, and by him figuring this out, he does something about it, and he takes all of his power back, thus forming the absolute world in the process of doing it. That's his
yeah,
world. And so it's just an alternate world. It's named literally the the else world. It's in the opposite center of the universe in DC Comics, and it's at a place that they can't quite access yet.
Wow.
So it stands on its own without having to crisscross with anything else for the time being. The creative team behind it wants to keep it that way for at least bare minimum a year before even the characters on the absolute world crisscross with each other, much less outside of that universe. They need to play it smart and wait a decade before you do an event bringing that absolute world in, if the sales will allow it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that sounds amazing. Absolutely amazing. Sorry. So the next question, Mark. Actually, before we go on to the next question, were you upset about Henry Cavill not staying on, or did you not like him, or what was your
Dude,
thoughts?
I've loved Henry Cavill since Man of Steel.
Yeah.
This is one of those things that drive me crazy where like the internet has amnesia. It's selective and intentionally selected amnesia. No one liked Henry Cavill back in the day.
When he
People
was cast,
complained.
yeah.
Yeah, people complained when Man of Steel came out. People complained when Batman v Superman came out. People didn't start caring about Henry Cavill as Superman until he wasn't Superman anymore. Then it was just something that they enjoyed complaining about. I mean, you have your Snyder fans out there. I'm a diehard Snyder fan, not to be confused with the Snyder Bros or Snyder bots or the people that just campaign against anything that's not Snyder stuff.
Yeah.
But I completely loved him as Superman, and I also at the same time completely understand the critiques against his Superman. And I think that's more to Zack Snyder than it was Henry Cavill, but he's never been in anything successful outside of Mission Impossible Fallout.
Yeah. No, I really enjoy.
He's cinema kryptonite.
Yeah. Yeah. I really enjoyed Man of Steel. I remember seeing that in cinema, and I just remember Kevin Costner saying that the line,
Which one?
the one about
What should I do? Just let him die? Maybe you should. Yeah, but it all made, and see that's the short-sightedness we have as viewers. We're so used to watching movies a certain way when Snyder's doing something completely different, where he's playing a trilogy out in his mind.
Yeah.
Which Kevin Costner by no means was telling him let those kids die. He was trying to make Clark think on his actions. And then you pair that with the conversation he had on top of the mountain in Batman vs Superman.
Yeah.
Then you pair it with his conversation that he had with Jor-El. And then when they put all three of those conversations together in the Snyder cut, when Clark walks out in the black suit for the first time through the ship and those play, and you find out for the first time, these aren't just random lines. These were all written ahead of time to play off each other.
Yeah.
To him ultimately saying, you can save them all. Now fly, my son. You're like, holy shit. Holy shit. You're telling me.
I'm getting fucking goosebumps.
Dude, I've got him right now. I've got him right now. But that was the problem. And there's nothing wrong if you have all three of those movies already made and available to watch.
Yeah.
To get the thing. Because he becomes Superman proper in the Snyder cut.
Yeah.
It was a journey. Like he gets his suit, he finds out like the what can damage him internally by taking a life. He finds out like the value of what it means to be a part of Earth, to be human, like he told Lois, like, this is my world, you are my world. And then you get full on Superman that everyone was looking for the whole time at the end of the Snyder cut. So it was it was an arc that was or a 3-movie origin story drawn out almost.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved the Snyder cut as well. I really enjoyed that.
Hell yes, dude! When that came out, my wife took off work because where we lived,
4 hours wasn't it or something? The film is.
Yeah, I wish it was longer. My wife took off work because it aired here on the East Coast at like some ungodly 3:30 in the morning or something.
Yeah,
or 3 in the morning. I set my alarm. I made sure I was off the next day because I do the scheduling at my job, and we set the alarms. We woke up in the middle of the night and we watched it in the middle of the night. And I'm in there just like, because I was a huge champion for like we need the proper version of the movie. Like the Richard Donner cut for Superman 2 was released decades after that movie. So I'm like, don't tell me it doesn't exist.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, but it was a huge moment getting that. That was a win, and I was happy.
Yeah,
that's all I needed. Like I don't need to restore the Snyderverse. I don't need you to fire all these other people and like we're good. You gave us what we wanted. Thank you.
Yeah. Speaking of cuts, have you heard there's a Joel Schumacher Batman
Yeah,
Forever?
I follow it.
I'll follow it as well. I'm
I follow
desperate
it, my
for it.
dude.
Absolutely desperate for it.
I'm liking those posts and all
Yeah.
that too. Yeah.
Mate, if that gets honestly, I think I would die happy if I get to watch that. Honestly,
Yeah, I can't imagine what all's different. You know, when McFarlane did the action figure set, he did a build a figure set. So you get Two
the
Face, Riddler, Batman, and Robin, and
was
you get the big Nightmare bat.
the Nightmare Bat. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you're telling me this is the bigger part of that movie, and seeing those photos with it just standing behind me, like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's like a much darker version, isn't it? Like, oh
Yeah.
man, that would be amazing, absolutely amazing.
I mean, they just direct a video it, maybe let people, if they choose to, pay to have it screened in theaters. What could it hurt? It's
Yeah,
just free money.
But you know, DC and Warner Brothers, they've got to realize that after the Snyder cut, there is definitely a market for it.
There's got to be. Give me 1 second.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry. Trying to say, oh, he's got. I can see his 3 comic book community awards in the background, guys.
Yeah, when you played that video in the beginning, I'm like, oh, let me turn those on.
Nice. Hey, Mark.
Good job.
Hello.
Is that where you ran into the tree?
Yeah, I fell at McDonald's on this cheek. Healed up.
I'm telling everyone your mommy did that to you.
My
Don't
forehead.
yell. Please don't yell.
Oh.
Look at this.
Oh my days.
The tree did that.
Did you do that or did the tree do it?
Again.
I feel sorry for the tree.
Oh, goodness. All right, go eat. Go eat. The kids are home.
Yep. Yep.
Dude, that was a spot.
Mate, that would when she said it was a little bruise, that's like, you know,
Yeah.
oh, it looks like he's been hit with a golf ball.
Or a wiffle ball bat. Just boom.
So speaking of comic book community awards, Mark, what your involvement with the comic book community awards?
Zero.
Zero. What now?
No, I don't have any involvement. I'll be there in a minute.
You're
I don't
a
have-
sponsor though, right?
Yeah, I don't have any involvement with them at all, other than just being one of many people that just
Chuck money out.
donate money to help fund the trophies and shipping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't tally votes. I'm not on the committee. I don't do any of that.
No. So in terms of how do you feel then about like the certain criticisms that have gone towards the awards as being a sponsor then?
I think they're laughable.
Yeah.
As with most criticisms, they come from a place of ignorance, and so it's just. I'm one of those. As much as I like to talk, which I like to talk a lot, I like to argue a lot, but I like to come from an informed opinion because I like to argue. So I like my opinion to be able to be backed up, so I can argue with people. And it's just wild how many people say things without having any rhyme or reason behind saying it at all. Like I have a mindset like I wonder how that goes. Maybe I should figure it out. Not I wonder how that goes. I'm going to talk trash about it. So I understand how much work Brian puts into this, and I understand the timeline because I've donated to sponsor the award show, so I know that was done before they announce categories or finalists and stuff like that. So it just seems like something that's information is so easily obtainable. Any criticism on that is just laughable because it's just someone just screaming they're ignorant.
Yeah.
Hey, look how stupid I am.
Yeah. I think
I would be embarrassed if I did that. Like, because like I take my opinion and my takes a little more serious than that. I would be embarrassed if I was vocal about something I was so wrong about to a point where I would make sure I didn't do that again. It just makes you look stupid.
Yeah, I think the thing is what people or persons have criticisms about it. I think there are some very justified criticisms because I mentioned all these with Brian a few weeks ago, and to be fair to Brian, what a champ, like he came on and conducted.
He's got thick skin.
Yeah, you gotta have thick skin. I think he mentioned about the future of the awards that he would be, last year. No, sorry, this would probably certainly be like the last year coming up that he'd be involved in it or passing the torch on. Would you be interested in taking that mantle on, or have you
You
expressed?
remember when I told you I don't edit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you
Remember when I
go.
told you I don't watch comic book YouTube hardly at all?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ain't got time. Dude, we're already meeting for C3 2025.
Yeah.
We're already organizing that. Like between doing comics curing cancer. You saw that whirlwind that just walked
I
in
saw
here.
the ruckus. I saw the ruckus. Yeah. You don't have you. Frankly, what you're trying to say is, frankly, you don't have the time for it.
Yeah, and I have no desire to either. It isn't something that I would think would be fun. Everything I do, I think is fun.
Yeah.
The comics curing cancer thing, I do that with two of my best friends on this platform. Me, DJ, and Rob. Like as much work goes into it, we couldn't pull that off if we didn't enjoy each other's time. Hey, mama, I'll come get it in a minute. But yeah, we have fun with that. We go meet up at Heroes Con and table together and everything. We have a blast doing that. Sure, some of it's stressful. It's a lot of stuff, but yeah, we love each other and our time that we get to hang out with each other. So that's what makes it work so well.
Yeah. So in terms of you this year, you won 3 awards.
Mm-hmm.
How many awards have you? Do you know in total you've got over the years?
5. We got that one there from last year and that one there from last year.
Oh yeah, I didn't spot them. Oh yeah, cool. So 5 awards in total, 3 this year. I'll probably say that maybe you had 3 really big ones. To be fair, so favorite channel of the year. That is some feat. Like,
Yeah,
how does that make you feel?
Yeah, I was happy. That was really cool. And yeah, I didn't see that coming.
I got it. I love you.
Yeah, Razor caught
Mark's mom.
James said, "Hey, Mark's mom."
Oh.
Hey, James, how are you?
She's dressed like an elf and as tall as an elf.
You're looking very, very, very holiday season worthy.
Thank you. Same to you, Mark.
This is the little lady that said I was too young to see Batman Returns in theaters at the age of 5.
That's right.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Happy holidays to y'all too.
Happy holidays to you. Thank you.
He's British. He doesn't believe in Santa.
Oh, bull.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, we do. We definitely do.
I'm just kidding.
You got a better story than we do.
Love you.
I love you too. Hey, you got something strange in your dog.
Yeah, it's got a trailer.
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
You should have mentioned to us. So you didn't mention that bruise was quite that bad.
Yeah.
What
it'll
did you
work
do
tomorrow? Then hopefully it'll look better come Tuesday.
Yeah. So favorite channel of the year, I think, is an incredible achievement. To be fair, because there's a lot of channels out there, so that must be a great feeling in the sense of what you've been doing on your channel. It really means a lot to a lot of people who watch.
Yeah, I always try to promote the awards a little bit as something like to have fun doing. I don't ever tell anyone to vote for me, and I tell everyone to go find some new channels, check out the awards list, and just enjoy celebrating the community. It's just meant to have fun, and then to actually get nominated is cool. I've been nominated, I think, every year for stuff,
Yeah.
But when to get that favorite channel, I did not see that coming at all. But Razor, I talked to Razor a good bit. Wild dude. I like me some Razor though. But he told me before the awards, he's like, dude, I think you're going to sweep the awards this year. I'm like, I don't know about that, but he was right. I won
You're spot on the money.
I won a handful of them.
Yeah, and so you also had best collab, 1,000 to 500.
Yeah,
with for at week's end with Paul from Sector 2815. That again, big award, I think.
That was my favorite one that I won because that was like kind of what I started my channel on, is doing like the at week's end stream, and it was just like what I did from the week, hauls or this or that kind of thing. And it's evolved into what it is, but it's been like the longest running thing on my channel, so I thought that was wildly cool.
Yeah, and I personally think this next one's a pretty big one as well. But I'm just gonna segue into a video but it's the Comic Community Builder Award.
Mhm.
A really big one, but I'm just
Our
going to play that
winner,
video now.
who's taking home his third CBC award of the night, is Mr. Legion of Comics, Mark. Congrats. When I think of community builder, the community builder award is really somebody who supports the community, brings the community together, promotes the community. And I think of Mark and some of his live streams, his Friday live stream, kind of an open stream where people can come on. Anybody's invited, and so this is a great award for Mark, because he's all about community, supporting the community, and helping the community grow. So, Mark, congrats, 3 for 3.
So I can totally agree with that, because I remember I did an interview with DJ Links, good friend of yours.
Mhm.
And one of the questions I put to him is like, people coming into the community, how do they, get involved? How do they join a stream? Because it's not really that quite simple. And I remember I think you said something either on one of your shows or afterwards, and like you even sent me a link to come on.
Well, yeah, if I
It
see
was
you in
good.
the chat, I just shoot
Yeah,
them.
yeah. So I think that's amazing, because I mean, considering this day and age as well, I think with probably a bit, some people will be a bit cautioned or bit cautious or frightened to have like random people on, just in case that you don't know what they're going to do or whatever.
The only thing I worry about in the sense of I'm certain when I send a link out, I don't have to worry about someone showing their dick. But my stream is a place where anybody can talk. Like you can come fight with people if you want, come argue the arguments, not with the person, but you pretty much, no matter what you want to talk about or where you stand on something, you can safely say it on my channel.
No, that's great, and that presumably that's probably why you've earned that award, because you're a really likable guy as well. Even though you keep saying, "Oh, I like to have like a heated argument," or
Yeah, I don't mean like relationship arguments, like debates. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
debate, yeah.
argument in the traditional sense of the word, not in like the internet sense of the word.
Yeah, I get you. No, I get you. But so you got obviously Legion's Lair, which is like the Friday hangout, which I think I first appeared on that maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right.
I thoroughly enjoyed, but the only problem is my birthday the next day, and my family kept ringing the doorbell to drop off like my cards and stuff, so I kept having to go. I was just
But
like,
that's what's good about that stream. If you notice, I get up and wander off all
yeah,
the
I
time.
know, yeah. It's the only ever criticism I will give on not on about specifically yours, but his live stream hangouts is sometimes when people are talking about a specific topic, a new person will either come in, or some person who doesn't want to talk about that topic will say something else. And then I'm like, oh man, I was really enjoying that topic.
You
Like,
gotta go back to it. Drop a
yeah,
comment and go say
drop a
something.
comment, you
If,
get
if I see someone put their hand up, I'll shut everyone else down. I'm aware of if someone's talking over everyone or someone's just dominating the conversation. If I see someone trying to talk, I'll tell them to hush, shut up for a second, let this person talk.
But you've built like a really strong connection with your audience. Like you have a membership going on your channel, which you do the giveaways and stuff. But I think it's thoroughly deserved, that award for you. I think you do a lot throughout the year for the comic book community. I just think you're a really, really great guy, Mark. So thank you very much for everything you do.
Thank you. You're all right. You could do better, but you're all right.
I tried my best. But in terms of like, for anybody who's looking at wanting to become a member, or you've got a Discord. Is that yeah? Which I'm a member of, which is good. I posted this live on there earlier. But what else in terms of it? If someone wanted to come into your community, what can you provide them with?
Yeah, you can just hit up any of those live chats. I started out with the Instagram chats kind of thing, and they're limited by the number of people you can have in there, and I can't sit there and monitor a bunch of group chats. I'm in tons of group chats that I don't really I able to conversate in because of time constraints and stuff like that. But the Discord is just that's the end all be all. I know it's not for a lot of people, but it's ultimately the best place for group chats.
Yeah. So Mad Spidey, I'm just going to read this message out. But unfortunately, I can't bring it up for anybody who's just joined or what, whoever. Restream is not letting me bring the chat up. I can't actually see the chat anymore. But Mad Spidey has said, Mark, he has helped and supported me for years. Love you, brother. That's the sort of thing you got going on, mate. So that's incredible. We've got actual Dracula in the house as well, and we've got Travis from Comics with Beulah. Really appreciate you joining us, buddy. That's great. But yeah, I think in terms of comic book community, what does it mean? I kind of asked everybody this. What does like the comic book community mean to you? Is it people who watch your content? Is it people who read comics? Is it people who just come into online chats? Because sometimes people just come into online chats just to chat, just to hang out. It's nothing, not specifically to do with comic books. It's just they like the people that they watch. What does it feel like for you?
For me, not what do I think it is, but what is it to me? It's pretty much just like the place where I come to hang out and talk with people with like-minded interests in the shit that I'm into, in terms of comic movies and stuff like that. That's what it is for me. I mean, obviously, it's bigger than that. It's bigger than any of us on any of our little platforms. I mean, you go any farther than the first convention, and you can just get a scope of how big this hobby really is. But the community is going to only be as big as I let it be, or as small as I let it be.
Yeah, I think it just extends far beyond what we, like what you've got nearly 4,500 subscribers. I've got nearly 2,000. It's a lot more than that. But do you think there's like the YouTube comic community is like a small? Do you think it's small in terms of its actual size, or do you think it's?
I don't know. That's kind of a tough one because I think it's small compared to like the comic book hobby, but then you realize how you find new channels all the time.
You literally find them every day.
Yeah, like, massive little niches of their own with recurring viewers and interactions and stuff like that. But so I said it's as big as you allow it to be. I mean, if your goal is to be Bill Bixby, Incredible Hulk style, and just backpack travel across the YouTube universe, you're going to probably never stop finding new stuff. There's new channels starting every day.
Yeah. I literally the algorithm at the moment, every time I go onto my main YouTube page, there's always like a new channel on there, which I think is great. But then like I tend to try and watch the video and give them a bit of support. But yeah, I think the comic book community is huge. But Mark, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years on YouTube? What is your aim?
I don't have YouTube goals.
You don't have any goals.
Just have fun.
You are literally flying from the seat of from what was this expression you used?
Flying by the seat of my pants.
Flying by the seat of your pants, yeah. That is you all over by the sounds of it.
Yeah, I've got a career. I've got 3 children. I've got a wife, and I do this for fun.
But what would happen if that hobby turned into something else, in terms of what if DC said, Mark, we want you to do this. We want you to present the next DC fan event of, do you know what I mean? Something like that. Would you? Yeah,
I would like. I try not to like waste opportunities because I think it'd be a fun experience, But unless it's paying the bills, and I'm not here to experiment, or YouTube isn't something that I want to. Let me go for it. Let me see if I can turn this into. I don't want to turn it into nothing. That would be work at that point. This is where I come to Woosah from work. Now, if some kind of career opportunity opened up in the industry, I would probably take it. That's a career opportunity.
Yeah, of course.
That's just changing jobs kind of thing. I absolutely love my job I have now, So I have to weigh some options, and I hate traveling, so that would have to go into it. At my stage in life, I love being home. I love being around my family more than anything.
That's lovely. That is absolutely lovely. But like I see a lot of people like oh, you know, the term influencers and stuff. They get invited to like
Mhm.
you know,
Daddy, can you wash this?
Mhm.
'Cause it has a black dirt on it from one of
Do
the
you want to
dogs.
wash it now, or do you want me to throw it in later?
Wash it now, because
Alright.
this is special.
Does this
to me.
need to be washed, or is this good?
This is good.
All
That's
right, well,
that
I'll leave
means.
this here. You got it. I'll throw it in there in 2 minutes.
Well, it doesn't matter. Look.
It looks like his little toy ran into a tree also.
oh, oh,
Yeah, so I
yes,
got like that's what I got put into with the DC thing. They have like this platform that you like when they have you do something, you register to their influencer platform. And
okay,
that's where you like read the parameters of what they're asking you, and they have like tools if you need them and suggested things if you need them. Like the other people that did those DC finest videos that reach out to, I can tell who was reading off the DC cue cards for them. But they
ah,
tell you like if you need support, here's some cue cards. Basically, they're not on physical cards, but you know what I mean, bullet
yeah,
points for breakdowns and stuff. And they said we would like you to do whatever you want to do, be as creative as you want, put your own take on it. That's why we reached out to you. But I can I've got the sheet. I've got the
yeah,
same.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I can see where y'all are just reading these. If you watch mine, I'm just riffing. I'm just rambling.
yeah,
But I'm like I said, I'm kind of a spaz. But if I got the opportunity to do something like participate in more of those things, I'd probably take it. Like when
yeah,
Ghost
but
Machine reached out, I didn't say no, and when
yeah,
DC
yeah,
reached out, I didn't say no, and it was weird, and I had some concerns. But what I did was I reached out to people that I know about things that I might have had concerns about. One of them was you had to send your video in to them when you're done, and they have to approve it, or they send it back and asking any kind of changes. Well,
oh,
that means editing.
yeah,
And because I can't predict the future, as I've told you, scheduling this, you can pencil me in and I'm good until life says I'm not good. Who knows what's
yeah,
going to
yeah,
come up.
yeah, yeah,
So if something comes up and I'm not able to meet the DC deadlines, I wanted to make sure that wouldn't be a problem. So I reached out to a couple of people that I would be then able to send my video to, and they would be able to do what needed to be done and send it back to me. But I was able to do it all myself, thankfully.
oh, that's good,
And,
that's good.
I had the time, but stuff like that, I just would prepare and just if a problem comes along, just address it when it gets there.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely. I see a lot of people like I kind of see like my mind. If you continue the way that you're going with DC like this, I kind of see you like being at premieres and stuff. I mean, but you saying that you hate to travel, but obviously you might have to travel for that,
I
wouldn't
would I would do it for events. Like I said, I wouldn't miss up on an opportunity. I would find a way to make it work and scrubble the whole travel there. Look, my favorite band of all time is Journey. My wife bought me tickets to go see Journey live for Christmas a couple of years ago. I was all excited. Then I found out it was in Atlanta. I fucking hate Atlanta. Some of the worst traffic in all the world is in Atlanta. So I was not excited at all to go see Journey until I was sitting down in the seat inside the stadium.
Yeah,
And then I was excited as hell.
I
And then
bet.
I was like pissed off immediately when it was over because I knew I had to drive home the next day.
Well,
Well, once I got home, best memory ever.
just don't stop believing.
Exactly. I need a wheel in the sky so I can just get above all the traffic.
No, we've got Immortal Boogie Shacky in the house. Thank you very much for joining us, buddy.
I love me some Biggie Shack.
My wife has said she thinks it's good that you have a chilled attitude towards YouTube, and I definitely agree with that. I wish that I could have the same. But maybe I might do.
What's stopping you? What concerns do you have that come up? What are some things that stress you or like you have to put thought and effort into that you have to figure out?
I can't explain. I can't explain my own mind. I wish I could. But I think it's kind of like I feel like you say you've got to put stuff out, and you're worried that like for DC, you've got to put something out and you've got to edit it in case you got to edit. That's pretty much probably the same for me all the time in terms of I feel like I've got to put something out, and if I don't put something out, the channel's not going to be successful or it's not gonna people aren't gonna watch it
On
and
the
stuff.
table then.
I don't know. I don't know. To be fair, I think the most enjoyable aspect of this whole thing for me now is doing this.
Yeah. I
Like,
love the
one of
live
them.
streams.
Yeah, and I
And
never, I
what's
never
crazy?
thought. You
Go ahead. No,
I was
you
gonna
go
say.
ahead.
You go, no, I was gonna say I never thought that live streams would do that for me in terms of that. So it's crazy to see to even think that.
And for me, it's like the Tuesday stream is crazy enough is my favorite stream, and I'm on there by myself, but it's me in the chat.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's the show format is because I use StreamYard, I'm able to talk to my chat. So I like in real time, like you're just keeping up with them and they're steering the conversation for a lot of it, but I ramble. I'm good at rambling, my thoughts just fall out of my brain and out of my mouth for better or for worse. So it just goes fast. I do it for a hard stop at an hour, and it's really fun. And that show it typically has like roughly 50 live viewers in it every Tuesday, which is crazy to me. That's a good size audience, which I still don't
yeah.
believe that shows ran that up, especially for a 2 p.m. middle of the day Eastern time.
Yeah, you do run your stuff at crazy times. So for me, on a Friday, Legion's Lair is like I think it's like 12:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, but here
So
it's
6,
7:30 a.m. in the
7:30.
morning.
Why are you why are you doing it 7:30?
So do you remember how I told you a long time ago when I like the ordered chaos and I find where things fit?
Yeah.
I'm off on Fridays by
Oh, so you
design.
like to
I
do it
wake up
first thing.
I wake up early every day. So if I'm up early and the house is still chill, asleep, like if it's the summertime, for example, they're all asleep. They're not getting up.
Yeah.
I'm early drinking my coffee, so that's an opening. And that kind of happened organically. I was recording a video on StreamYard some years ago, but it was set to live, not to record. So I did.
You
And
went
what's
live.
funny is, so I went live and I start doing my top 10 comics coming out that week, and I see the
You
live
start
chat going, and I just ignore the live chat and I do my video like normal and stop it. So it uploads and it looks like a normal video to anyone who might watch it on the rewind. Because again, I do all my videos in one take, no editing. So it's just, it was the same thing. So as soon as I was done with that, like Tyler from Whack Comics, Shattered Glass, he's like, you were live. I'm like, yeah, I saw that. He's like, well, we might as well go live now. So we just went live, and it's been live on Friday mornings ever since.
Wow.
Tuesdays.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Tuesdays, I go to my LCS on Tuesday mornings, get the scoop on everything. Used to pick up my DC books and all that. I picked Monkey up from preschool at 12:50. We come home, get home a little bit after 1. At 2 o'clock, I go live. At 3 o'clock, I leave to go pick Finn up from school.
So when you say she's at preschool, does she have like an afternoon nap or?
Don't really nap no more.
I love that. I love that stage and they have that.
Yeah,
afternoon
if
nap.
I sit down with her, she will someday still. Cheese pizza, please. And then on Sunday nights, it's right after I put them to bed. They just got done eating. They're gonna get a bath, lay their clothes out, set their book bags for tomorrow, and put them to bed at 8. Typically they go to bed at 8:30, but on Sunday nights I put them to bed a little bit early so they have more time to wind down.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, and then
So
then I'll go live. It's all strategically within the schedule cracks.
So you're pretty much like a creature of habit, Maya.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Works out better. Less stuff I have to keep up with if I know when something is. I don't have to think about it.
Yeah, that's good. I really, I gotta admit, Mark, I really do admire you. I think you've got it. I think you've got it all pretty much figured out. Just don't take any stress from this stuff, and
No.
yeah.
The secret to not being stressed out about life is just remembering, like, we die at the end.
Yeah.
So what the fuck is there to stress about?
Yeah.
The bills are paid and the family's healthy. Everything else is just for the birds. It's just icing, man.
Yeah. No, definitely. But Mark, you've been absolutely fantastic. I'm aware that I've kept you for 2 hours and 15.
It went by fast.
Yeah, I know, like super fast. Like, I think like I remember like looking, it was like, oh my god, and it's only like question number 3, and we're like 45 minutes in. But yeah, no, I've really enjoyed chatting to you. We're the same age. We have pretty much the same interests, except you stopped playing video games after the N64, which seems crazy to me, but I respect you for that. But no, you've been absolutely fantastic, and would love to do something again with you one day. And I really appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate you inviting me on.
I've enjoyed every minute of it, mate. So thank you very much for that. And everybody in the chat, I can only apologise for Restream because it's
Don't apologize for Restream. Restream owes them an apology.
Yeah, honestly, it's ridiculous. But no, I
He
appreciate
paid
it.
the money, so Restream
Oh,
did
yeah,
y'all
yeah.
dirty, not him.
And just
But for smooth streams, try out StreamYard.
yeah, and there should be if you notice pinned in the live chat, there is a link for Phoenix Auctions UK, which are a sponsor of the channel.
Yo, I wanted to ask you about that. What do they have against all books other than Harry Potter?
There's a good point, actually.
You said comics, Harry Potter books, and video games. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to sell my first edition Moby Dick, but they won't have me because there's not a
they
fucking
might
wizard
do,
in
but
it.
I think the founders are very much Harry Potter fans. So
It is UK based. I get it.
It is UK, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it, because I think, mate, it's crazy how much some of these first Harry Potter books go for. It's unreal.
Rightfully so. It's a massive fandom.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's not slowing down. Warner Brothers is working on the relaunch for Max.
Yeah.
Or
I don't know how that's going to go.
terribly.
It's going to be terrible. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's not like it's an old thing they're remaking. Like it finished in like what 2013.
Yeah, but do you remember when they rebooted Spider-Man with the Amazing Spider-Man, and everyone was like, "How can you?" You know, it was only like 2 or 3 years in between, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, that was for legal rights reasons.
yeah, but you know,
I love that. I love that first Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movie.
mate, the first one I love. Even the second
Mhm.
one, the swinging in the second one, like the web swinging is.
Yeah.
I've not seen
So
a
realistic.
live action Spidey that's got any better web swinging than that film.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the suit in that film's amazing as well.
The
But it's just,
special effects are ridiculous too when he's like fighting Electro at the end and
Yeah.
stuff, like the slow-mo shots, and it's got a lot to be enjoyed about it. That MJ scene, not you, the other one, or Gwen
scene, that Gwen scene,
heartbreaking, dude.
oof. Man, that honestly, I don't think there's a better scene in a superhero movie about than that.
You just like
that
watching her
sequence.
die that much.
Yeah, but you know, that's heartbreaking, man.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you stand up and applaud. Like that's just great. not Cap holding the hammer for the first time. You know,
no, definitely no.
Not Superman snapping his eye, just watching this poor girl fall. Thank you so much.
It's when his web comes out and it's like a little hand.
Yeah, it's like reaching for.
Yeah. Oh man. Now I hope that's not the end of Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man 2. I think
They should have brought him in. Well, I know they have like Sony has limitations. I don't think people will take that into consideration. They're like, oh, they're not putting Spider-Man in the Venom movie. They can't. They have an agreement with Marvel to let Marvel put Spider-Man and stuff right now.
Yeah. No, but yeah, we will see what happens with that. But Mark, you've been fantastic. Everybody in the chat, really appreciate you coming in. Oh, but yeah, if you want to sign up for Phoenix Auctions to find out what's going on in the future, it's the first auction. It's going to be starting around February. You can sign up in the pinned message in the chat, and just pop your email and number in there, and you'll be able to find out what's going on. But I really appreciate everybody for watching this evening. Mark, I will let you get back to your family because they quite clearly want their daddy. So thank you very much, everybody watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
You have a hot dog? On the table, and I'll come get it.